Perhaps the moon knows the secret of the new sound.
He's so bright and pull on this emphasis. He's so bright and he walking on my face. He's so bright and
Open your mind. Let us begin our quest to find the new sound.
I've got new. Nicey, nicey, zoo, zoo. I've got nice.
Look at the shine, everything I need.
Zoo, zoo. I've got new. Nicey, nicey, zoo, zoo.
Okay, let's have fun.
Nicey, nicey, zoo, zoo. I've got new. Zoo, zoo. Nicey, nicey, zoo, zoo, zoo. I've got new.
Look at the shine,
Nicey, nicey, zoo, zoo. I've got new. Zoo, zoo. Nicey, nicey, zoo. I've got new.
look at the shine.
he's so bright and bright. Pull on this emphasis. He's so bright and he walking on my face. He's so bright and bright. Pull on this and pull on this. He's so bright and he walking on my face. Better bet him.
Nicey, nicey, zoo, zoo. I've got new. Zoo, zoo. Nicey, nicey, zoo, zoo, zoo. I've got new.
Look at the shine,
Nicey, nicey, zoo, zoo. I've got new. Zoo, zoo. Nicey, nicey, zoo. I've got new.
You must choose. Bimbo, bimbo. My name is Mr. Susan. You must choose, and now it is time for you to do the choosing. I am Mr. Dean.
Zoo, zoo. I've got new.
You must choose.
Zoo, zoo. I've got nice.
Look at the shine. I am Mr. Dean.
Zoo, zoo. I've got new.
You must choose.
Zoo, zoo. I've got nice.
Look at the shine.
Trapped in cabinets, trapped in cabinets.
Can he get out? Will he get out? 'Cause he will.
You like a single time, Vince, again. Single time,
Better bet him.
you like a single time.
He walking on my face.
Everything I need here. You like a single time, Vince, again. Single time,
Better bet him.
you like a single time.
He walking on my face.
I did a rhyme.
Better bet him.
Nicey, nicey, zoo, zoo. I've got new. Zoo, zoo. Nicey, nicey, zoo.
You better
I've got nice.
look at the shine.
Nicey, nicey, zoo, zoo. I've got new. Zoo, zoo. Nicey, nicey, zoo. I've got new. I've got new. Nicey, nicey, zoo, zoo. I've got new. Zoo, zoo. Nicey, nicey, zoo.
You better
I've got nice.
look at the shine.
Nicey, nicey, zoo, zoo. I've got new. Zoo, zoo. Nicey, nicey, zoo. I've got new.
Look at the shine.
Yeah, I did a song. Jupiter, I did a song. You ain't got one. Yeah. Oh, I feel sick.
You're not my mother. My mother doesn't have
Buttons? Do you like them? I'm your other mother, silly. Now go tell your other father that supper's ready. Well, go on. He's in his study.
hello?
Hello, Coraline. Want to hear my new song?
Baby, show me. Don't forget. I think it's someone stuff yesterday, Mom. Not my show me. Don't forget Michigan. Caroline. Coraline. What? You didn't like it. Show me. Don't forget.
Call me Mr. Oompa Oompa.
Not my incredible. Don't forget.
Wild Michigan. Wild. Michigan. Demise.
Wild. Good night.
Michigan.
Baby, show me. Don't forget. I think it's someone stuff yesterday, Mom. Not my show me. Don't forget Michigan. Caroline. Coraline. What? You didn't like it. Show me. Don't forget.
Call me Mr. Oompa Oompa.
Not my incredible. Don't forget.
Fuzz Pop.
got a thing. Like any high-coming dream come true. You're doing hot like any mother said you'd like. After all, she's got a she only made she knew it. Or maybe she's got a thing. Hot like any high-coming dream.
Yeah.
You're doing hot like any
I bet he's hungry.
mother. After all, she's got a thing. She only made. I'm just a big fat. I'm not the other.
Now.
She knew him. Or maybe.
Hop on, kiddo. I want to show you something.
Don't remember our names.
A little dog. Wild.
Demise.
Wild. To me, Michigan.
Made you show me. Don't forget.
I think it's
I want stuff yesterday, Mom.
not by show me.
Don't forget Michigan.
Caroline.
Coraline.
You didn't love me.
Show me. Don't forget.
Call me Mr.
Oompa, oompa.
Caroline. Making up. I love. Wild Michigan. Jonesy. Wild. Little Michigan. The one that you
Demise.
wild.
Good night.
Little Michigan.
Made you show me. Don't forget.
I think it's buttons in my eyes.
Yesterday, Mom. That's nonsense. You can't forget Michigan.
Caroline.
Coraline.
Yeah. You didn't love me.
Show me. Don't forget. I really am.
Mr.
Oompa, oompa. Doodle doo, but I see.
Don't forget. Show me.
Well, not by
Michigan. Coraline.
And you won't need the
Doodle doo, but I
I
see.
give you bowls of porridge and I give
Made you show me.
well, not by
Michigan. Coraline. My other mother. Then.
bedtime. I give you bowls of porridge and I give no. Jiggle no more. You're my sister. I love. Jiggle no more. I'm just a big fat. It's a I'm not the other thing.
father and I will
Jiggle no more. You're my sister. I love. Jiggle no more. You get me some of that.
really busy.
Jiggle no more. I love. Jiggle no more. I'm just a big fat. It's a cheese. That's a thing.
Your father and I will
Jiggle no more. I love. Jiggle no more. You get me some of that cheese. That's a thing.
Welcome to Denver Comic-Con. I'm HB Duran for Video Game News Source, and I'm here, guess where? With the games, of course. I'm here with Thor, founder of Pirate Software. How's your show been so far?
It's actually been amazing. It's our first time out here at Denver Comic-Con, and there's so many people, and they love the games, so it's been awesome.
So speaking of games, what do you have for us today?
So we have Champions of Breakfast, which is a twin-stick shooter that we made in 24 days from concept to release on Steam. Blew up. It was really, really awesome. And that game is pretty difficult, so if you're into really hard arcade games, that's the kind of thing for you. And the other one is Heartbound, which is a more story-driven RPG. And we've been working on that for about 6 months. We put it up on Steam Greenlight. It got rank 1, so it was massive success. And then we put it up on Kickstarter, and it got funded in 24 hours, and then ended up with 400% funding. So people really, really like the game. And we have an hour-long demo here and on our website, so people can download it anytime.
And what is your website?
It's gopiratessoftware.com, and you can get it there or on Steam. So if you just look up Heartbound on Steam, you can pick it up.
Great, thank you so much. For Video Game News Source, I'm HB Duran. Keep on playing.
Yes, chat, that is actually his voice. That is actually Thor's real voice. I don't know if it's gotten deeper. I don't know if it's actually gotten deeper over the years, but yes, for those that are curious, that is actually his voice. How you guys doing today? Okay.
I was being quiet. Occo was playing a Pirate Software clip.
Hello, chat. You all are here now. Welcome. Oh, let me get the elf on the
is
screen.
Pirate Software safe to take news from? No, but that's why we're not talking about news from him, but we're talking about news about him.
Why is my thing not showing up?
Is he using a voice changer, or did his voice drop a few octaves?
Oh, he is definitely using
Someone said
chat.
Thor, isn't his name Jason? His name is Jason.
Yes.
His middle name is Thor.
Everybody calls him Thor, yes. So, chat, really quickly. Welcome to Nightwave, the show where we talk about pop culture and news events, whether it's video games, whether it's music, whether it's anything having to do with people on the internet that are content creators. If it involves drama or if it involves stuff that we want to talk about, this is where we will sit and talk about it. How are you two doing today?
I want to die.
You want to die? I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear that.
Not in a bad way.
I am doing very well. I've been watching the Earth update situation while anticipating reacting to Pirate Software's insanity today. So it's been a good day.
Yeah.
I need to get Ava's model going.
Oh, yeah. You just have to cast Discord. Sorry. Anyway, while you're doing that, I'm going to talk. Chat. So today is very fun and exciting. And yes, to answer the questions for people in the chat, that was a voice filter. I'm pretty sure that he might have explained it before, but like me, he does augment his voice. And I'm not going to rip on him too much for that very reason. I just think it's interesting because a lot of people, when you first hear Pirate Software for the first time, you are going to think of a guy with a very deep voice, a very deep manly voice. And instead, what you hear in real life, and again, I mean, maybe his voice is fixed itself. That video is a couple of years old at the very least. But he uses that to deepen his voice. And I just think it's kind of funny.
That's got to be like a 2008 video.
Mm-hmm.
I was in the single digits in terms of age with that video.
That's funny. No, that's my third puberty, guys.
Oh god, it's the elf. It is the elf.
Oh goodness. But yes, chat. So tonight's main topic, we have other little stories that we're going to tell as well, but tonight's main topic is going to be Pirate Software. Now, chat, here is if you want a fun fact, let me tell you something. I really do not like Jason Thor Hall, Pirate Software anymore. I really used to be a fan of his work. I liked his little shorts that he put out because when you get down to brass, when he has like a little moment, and I actually listened to an interview he did about this, when he gets down and actually condenses a thought into 60 seconds of pure unadulterated autism, I think that some of his opinions are right. I would actually have to sit down and scroll through some of his shorts to say whether I agree or disagree, but for the most part, I think that a lot of his little shorts are just fine. And that was how he blew up. He started doing shorts. He recorded a lot of them. And again, he's gone through his and maybe one day I can go through the video and show you kind of like his process for it. But he would sit down if he had a deep thought that he felt like he could talk about for 60 seconds. He would dim the music he would get real close and personal, and then he would talk about it with you. And then maybe he'd bring up the paint board if he wanted to paint and show you guys something pretty at the same time. And that's kind of how he got big. Along with that, as somebody that was a hacker and who has a background in Blizzard, he was somebody that a lot of people took for a very big authority in the space. And so he grew pretty massively. He gained quite a lot of accolades. And for the most part, he was kind of an all right guy. And people were okay with him. And that's kind of how like the last year for him went. But as of recently, as of like 6 months ago, this is something that I kind of noticed starting. Sorry, I'm just popping off here. If you guys want to, if you want to interrupt me at any point, you can.
So I do have to ask real quick.
Yeah.
How did you get Ava on your screen?
Oh.
Like on your thing. Because again, I had to rush things getting started, so I didn't have time to set that up.
Yeah. Very professional here, chat. You need to cast the Discord page. Her camera is up, so you just need to cast the entire Discord screen and then shrink it down to just her window.
So what you want to do is you want to make myself full screen, and then go ahead and add a window. What's it called in OBS?
It's a window capture.
Add window capture.
Yep, it's a window capture. You're looking for the Discord.exe, and then
okay.
And you also have to do chroma key as well.
Oh, chat, you can see some things you shouldn't be seeing. It's fine.
Can't wait for the ear wiggles. Well, chat, you're gonna get them all night long. He climbed on his high horse and forgot to strap in. Yes, pretty much. The Earth update drama is wild. It is. Mizu and Lumi are actually interviewing one of the guys that was like right next to the Earth updates guy right now. So if you're interested in that, I do not mind if you jump over there because that is really interesting as well.
Honestly, it would be hilarious if Thor like threw up his ferret rescue as a shield to all this criticism he's getting right now.
Oh, that would be really sad. That would be really sad.
I'm trying to fix the chroma key. It's fine. We'll get it to work.
Don't forget to shrink your stuff down.
I'm working on it.
But yeah, so going back to what I was saying here. So Pirate Software had a lot of good opinions. Unfortunately, as time has gone on, his opinions have slowly started deteriorating. And he started producing bad opinions, which is typically when you are a content creator that is pretty big. Eventually, you're going to have opinions that nobody likes and everybody thinks is dumb. And you can take that in a couple of different ways. If you have an opinion that people don't like, you can either do the smart thing, which is ignore people, because you're going to have stupid opinions, and that's fine. Or you can do what he does and get mad and go on shit-fit rants. Or if somebody does something you don't like, you can attempt to silence that criticism, and it ends up creating a Streisand effect, which is what we're going to talk about tonight. And now, when I say I think Pirate Software is a fraud, because I did use that as the title for this stream, I am not going to say that he is a fraud in terms of his pedigree as a Blizzard employee or his pedigree as a hacker. I am going to assume for the most part that he knows how to be a hacker, and I'm going to assume for the most part he probably has some programming ingenuity. I mean, like, he's created an entire game and he's in charge of some stuff.
You know, I will say this. He is a con, aka a confidence man. He has gotten where he is largely through bluster and confidence alone. And while that is in the scope of being a fraud can translate to being fraudulent, and that is more in the legal aspect. You don't want to go there, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah. Pretty much. Ava kind of pretty much summed it up for me. By the way, chat, really quickly, if this is your first time in the chat tonight, welcome. Ava is a lawyer, not a currently practicing lawyer. She was previously licensed in the state of California. So I have brought an actual legal individual in the chat with me, and she is going to co-commentate on some of the stuff that we have tonight.
I'm a lawyer, but I got out of the games, guys. I got out of the game. They're trying to pull me back in, but I'm trying to stay out.
Yeah, pretty much.
There we go, chat. I got my stream fixed. It's fine.
No, great. Perfect. According to the forums, Heartbound's code is a shit show. Well, chat, I'm going to be honest with you. Even if it probably is a shit show, it can't be worse than Yandere Dev Simulator. So maybe he's got something cobbled together.
At least Heartbound is actually at least playable.
I've never played it, so I can't verify that.
Well, I mean, it is on Steam. Like, it is at least, you can at least buy it, you can turn it on, and you can play it.
Okay.
Whether or not it's functional is...
I was about to say, Tim, there's a bajillion games on Steam. Well, not a bajillion. Right. There's a good amount of games on Steam that you can buy and play, and they might not work.
Right. I've at least seen people play it. That doesn't mean it's, like, the most functional. I think my problem with Heartbound as a game is that it's like, here's Undertale, but not Undertale. And it's like, that just kind of became another format of, like, RPGs. But it's like, make something original. Like, if you want to use at least the sprite-based or the pixel-based style, cool. But do something with it, not just Undertale.
Yeah. Speaking of Heartbound, chat, fun facts, chat. Pirate Software is somebody that technically has been in the community before through his game of Heartbound. Now, chat, you might know this guy on the internet. His name is MatPat. He used to be a pretty famous video game analyst. He retired recently because he was pretty much done doing what he's doing. And now I think that his channel is operated by somebody else. I don't know. I don't care. I really don't care about MatPat. But Pirate Software ended up having to get on MatPat a little bit because of his game Heartbound not getting properly attributed by MatPat when he reviewed the game. And there was some... There was some drama behind that. In fact, I do actually have it pulled out here. Let me share my screen with you guys. I'm going to constantly be turning on and off my screen, by the way. Just for you guys, just so I don't share my shit.
Oh.
What?
I don't know if I can watch that.
Oh, because of Ava?
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
So you can do it because you have 2 Discords in there.
I
can't.
see.
I only have 1.
Well, I am going to send you the thread then.
Okay.
There you go. I just sent you the thread. How dare MatPat signal his game? No, chat. So here is the problem. And I do think that I would agree with Pirate Software on this a little bit. So here was the problem with... Well, actually, instead of trying to explain it, I'm just gonna show you... I'm just going to show you. Here, I'm going to bring up the main screen
let me set
here.
up a fresh Brave. That way, nothing bad is shown.
Okay. Well, this is why I have different browsers for streaming. Anyway, chat. So, the drama revolves around the fact that Pirate Software, Jason Thor Hall, again, I'm just going to call him Thor, where Thor believes that his game wasn't properly attributed when it came to Heartbound, because by the way, this was in 2019. This is how long ago this shit was. Back in 2019, MatPat decides that he's going to review Heartbound. MatPat is on a kick for Undertale kind of stuff, and so Heartbound, being a game with a similar looking art style and maybe similar looking story, is something that MatPat decides to play. And Pirate Software comes out and is a little upset by this because of how he feels like the game is improperly attributed. And it actually goes through it here. He actually says, "Hey, MatPat, I'm pretty disappointed here, and so is our community. Your recent GT Live came across as an Undertale clickbait mashup instead of being about Heartbound. You never linked to our game, and your studio got the name wrong as well." And so this, I can definitely think that MatPat is kind of an asshole for this, for not properly attributing, because what's funny is, so he shows the attribute tags for Undertale. So this is the description for it right here. But this is the hidden attribute, because here's a fun thing, chat. There are plugin ways. There's ways to see this where you can see the tags for a stream. It is a plugin that you can, I don't know what it's called, but there's a plugin you can install where you can see the attributes for the stream that allows the algorithm to tell what's going on with it. So up here, you've got the different categories for the stream. He does have Heartbound in the YouTube category tag, so it is technically listed in there. However, the title, which I feel like is more important because people really don't pay attention to tags. People pay attention to the title and the thumbnail first, and then the description second. This is the title of the game, the next Undertale game, and then Heartbound right after it. So I can definitely see why he would probably be a little bit upset. Then in the description, I think this is something he added himself. No links to Heartbound.
Wait. My chat just informed me, Temp,
that you sniff me and wait.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that might be my model, having a schizo moment, as it
Tim,
usually does.
Stay away from the elf. She is her own independent elf. Here, I'm going to move her away from you so that you don't get into trouble here.
Yeah.
All right,
See,
there's...
on my screen, Ava's like on the far right, and you are on the left.
I now know what it feels like to be that girl that Joe Biden just took a big whiff of.
Damn.
Great. Thank you.
Damn.
Now everyone's gonna relate me to Biden.
No. Well, okay.
Oh,
Here, we'll move on from that. But damn, damn.
No, I will say it's probably infinitely more pleasant than Biden.
Probably. Anyway, let's move on here. I don't want to get off track. So, again, continuing on here, he says there's no links to Heartbound, which is true. It does appear here. If this is all now, to be honest, this is a snapshot. I don't know if this is the full snapshot, but I'll take Pirate Software's word where there's no links to the game actually in his thing. But the cool thing, the actual thing here, that you want that I was really interested in is the hidden YouTube tags. Now, chat. I don't really want to show the back of house this for my own channel here, just because I don't want to show private info. But chat. And whenever you make a YouTube stream or a YouTube video, you can enter in tags. And these tags are keywords that you believe can help find people that may or may not like your content to get to your video. And the tags can range from anything. Like, I commonly put the drama tag in mine. I put our VTuber group name in it. I put myself, and I put... If I think that I'm going to mention somebody, I'll put them in there, stuff like that. Bunch of little tags. And the goal behind them is it tells the algorithm, these are keywords that if somebody searches up, you can suggest my video.
I literally had no idea that any of this existed.
I'll show you after stream. But anyway, so these are some of the hidden tags that he's got here. Now, he does have Heartbound in here a little bit, but then the other funny thing, and again, this is where I think that he gets a little bit upset, is there's so many different Undertale tags. There's Undertale Deltarune, which is a Undertale sequel, basically. A bunch of different words that relate to Undertale. And so, like, I can understand why he was a little bit upset.
There's a little too much Undertale in there.
Just a little bit. What's funny is MatPat does... Oh, go ahead.
I will counteract that by saying MatPat built his career truly off of FNAF and Undertale.
He did.
So, it can kind of work two ways. By saying, oh, there's a lot of Undertale stuff here, but...
Not only that, but MatPat is kind of a SEO and algorithmic genius, especially when it comes to YouTube's algorithm. This motherfucker showed time and time again that he's capable of launching a channel and having it get millions of subscribers within a month. It's his batting average is better than anyone else.
Yeah, pretty much.
Exactly.
Pretty much. So it's one of those things where I think a lot of people were on was on Thor's side, because they felt like Thor wasn't properly attributed. MatPat would clap back, but a lot of people didn't really. What's funny is back then it was fashionable to hate MatPat.
He does actually say here. I'm sorry if I came across as defensive. Again, I meant no disrespect, but apologies for one thing. Our one thing, actions are another. All games will now be linked to download. We'll revise the way we tag title live streams. I promise to improve. Hopefully this is a good start.
No, yeah. So MatPat does apologize. He says that I do think that moving forward, he probably had a little bit more into it, but it was just kind of I'll be honest with you, a lot of people inadvertently, that is your first experience to Pirate Software, was him saying, hey, MatPat, you didn't attribute my game. So when I actually rediscovered him, it was kind of an interesting little thing. Just like, oh my gosh.
It is kind of like a brief little look into his ego and him like needing credit and stuff. So like, I didn't know about this initial interaction between him and MatPat, but knowing what I know now and knowing how he's doubled down on some of his stances, it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, it does. Now, chat, that is unintentional foreshadowing, but Well, we'll get to why that might be way more interesting to think about. I sleep now. All right, you have a good night. VOD gang for life chat, by the way. So chat. With that out of the way, some time passes, a couple of years. That was 2019, so that was the pandemic. So 6 years later, more like 4.5 to 5 years later, Jason jumps back onto the scene making shorts, and he posts them all over YouTube, and he gets fucking famous that way.
I mean,
and he
I'm
blows
sure that's
the
how
fuck
we all
up.
found him.
Yes, that is where I found him, and that's how you found. I'm assuming that is where everybody found him. A good chunk of people found him through his shorts, and people started watching him.
That is exactly how I found him. And it all had this it had chunks of really good, insightful information that was relevant to his experience in the industry of gaming and being a developer or even being a penetration tester. And that was the thing. It was all just these little blips, these 60-second clips that you would see of him. And so for a long time, I thought he was great because that was the only window I was seeing him through.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
And a lot of people, one of the things that we're going to talk about tonight, chat, is his authority. Because his authority is one thing that he leans very heavily on. And his authority kind of comes in two parts. One of those is the fact that he used to be a worker at Blizzard, but his dad worked at Blizzard, so he is essentially a nepo baby. But he is a Blizzard employee, so you should assume that if he is a Blizzard employee that has been there for a while, and that his dad is the great Blizzard meme, that he would be a smart guy. So that's one facet of his authority that a lot of people stake on. And then the other one is the fact that he is a hacker. And that he can talk about hacking and how successful he is at it. So with those two things in mind, and there's a lot of little minor ones, like the fact that he holds a charity, that he really loves his little ferrets, that he is pretty decently well.
Now, I will say this. Okay, kids, today's episode of Sesame Street. This episode's term is appeal to authority fallacy. Do we know what that means? You're gonna learn after 5 minutes of listening to Thor's drivel.
There we go. But yes.
I will admit, the ferrets, good.
I agree. I will say, chat, not everything that Thor does is bad. That is important for me to just throw out into the ether for you. Not everything that Thor does is bad, all right? If there is something good that he does, I will obviously point it out as we continue talking through tonight and having videos
I would
here.
say a majority of the things that he does is good, but his issue is doubling down where he does do bad.
Yes. Yeah, we'll hold off on talking about that for now because I don't want to get too deep into the discussion.
Ironically, and Ava might know this, did you know ferrets were illegal in California?
Well, yeah, because they're rodent, aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Ironically, I actually knew someone who had a ferret.
Yes, actually, it's funny. There are several. So I worked as a minors advocate for a time in family law. Served more is an appropriate term, but there was a couple instances, and I mean literally more than one. There was two, but the kid had somehow gotten his hands on a ferret and wanted to keep it. And it was an issue in like a parental divorce. And I'm just like, kid, this is illegal. You can't have this. I'm sorry. It's just some of the things that I'm not saying that California should have that law. It's just really funny that someone just like, hey, I brought an illegal animal in my backpack. Can I keep him? Well, no, like legally you can't. And this isn't up to mom or dad.
Now, chat, I'm not gonna say you should, but so long as you don't tell anyone. And I say that because I actually knew someone with a ferret in California. He would come into the store that I I'm gonna say worked at.
Actually, there are a lot of people who own ferrets. There are stores that sell ferret stuff for ferrets in California, even though it's illegal to own a ferret in California. There are pet stores that sell stuff for ferrets.
Exactly. Like the guy I'm talking about, he would come into the store like almost at midnight. And He wouldn't probably reveal, but he'd be like, hey, opens his jacket like he's selling some illegal stuff, and out pops a ferret.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, he was great. I don't know where he is now.
All of this is making me think that
You know, it's funny because ferrets and weasels are like related, and I just could imagine Pop Goes the Weasel with the trench coat would just be fucking great.
all of this is making me think that we need to keep Junie out of California because she's a ferret.
To be fair, no one should be in California.
Yeah, very true. Anyway, I don't want to distract too much from the main point here. But yeah, so Thor is not necessarily a horrible person. I think that he has committed a lot of horrible actions in the last couple of months, especially with how he chooses to act and how he tries to appeal to things. And he's getting worse. And this will become especially apparent with the video that we're going to, because I did a lot of research into this. And the video that I'm going to bring up today is probably the best way to condense. And we're obviously going to stop and discuss and talk about this as we go through. But there's a lot about him that I am noticing that I really hate. And I try not to hate people because people are people. They make bad actions, but typically I believe that all people are inherently decently good. But he is making a lot of actions that I really hate. And if he continues down the score of doing these actions, it is going to ultimately burn everything down that he has, and everybody around him is going to have to disassociate with him because of that.
I agree.
And so tonight, chat, we're going to go through the last couple weeks for him. We're going to show some hypocrisy on his end. So there's a very big point of hypocrisy that actually relates to us as VTubers here that we're going to talk about when we get to it. But yeah, very big, very funny, very important. And I feel like it's important to call out. And I will say really quickly, if people are watching this video that are somehow related to him, because I have seen that content creators have talked about him before and they magically get community guideline strikes on their channel for bullying. I am not bullying Pirate Software. I do not believe that I have the capacity to, because not only is he 10 times richer than me, owns way more shit than I do, I am allowed to be critical of him and his...
Oh, and I'm going to say this too. Unlike Thor claiming that he knows this magical guy named Kronos who is an actual lawyer, I am an actual lawyer.
Yes.
And I passed the bar in California, which is the hardest bar test to pass in the nation. And I did it without going to law school. I did something called reading of the law. Look it up. It's one of the ways that you can get to pass the bar in one of 4 states of all 50 without going to law school. So I might not be licensed to represent anybody here, but I can tell you right now, I know all the things to do to absolutely bury you.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Did you want to watch the video
the 21-minute video I sent today is what we're planning on playing here.
Oh, the
one...
I'm going to assume.
Yeah, the one called Maldivirus Fig Tree, which, by the way, is another name that Pirate Software uses. That's an older name of his.
Oh, that one? Okay, the one you wanted me to watch today.
Yes,
okay.
Pretty much. I wanted you to watch it just as a pre-watch here. We're going to be talking about that, going through it. I have watched it. And what's funny is, originally we were going to watch a 7-minute video, but I feel like this one was much better because it not only goes over the things we wanted to talk about, but it dives deeper into it and shows more of the actions that, again, I really just don't like about Thor. So I'm actually really happy that we waited an extra week to go through this here.
Yes.
But yeah, really, just to cap it off, all right, I am allowed to be critical of Pirate Software. All right, he can dislike what I have to say or what other people have to say, but don't fuck with my channel, because if you fuck with my channel, I have people that will protect me and my channel, okay? All right, I am allowed to be
Nothing we say is going to be a claim of Pirate Software engaging in actionable or otherwise illegal activity. What we are doing is simply commentary and reporting on what is happening in current events.
Yes.
Leave it be, please.
Pretty much.
How many minutes is this video? I mean, the video we're going to watch is 21 minutes.
Pretty much, yeah. Now, Temp, I am going to share my screen. I don't know how we're going to do this with you because...
I could just do this. Hold on. I think it would be better if we did this.
What are you going to do? Are you going to play it?
I'm going to play it. Also, chat, no.
What? Uh-oh.
You think
I
it's gonna
tried
be better
streaming.
if you- Oh my god,
and my
Kev,
computer
why are
was
you
just
taking
like,
off your clothes now?
hey. My monitors just decided that.
Okay. Yeah, you're
Okay.
not gonna stream it.
So, no, it's fine. My game just.
Here's what I'll suggest. I am gonna be.
OBS just crashed.
Oh, your OBS just crashed?
OBS just crashed.
Okay. Don't try to force close it. Try to reopen it because your stream might still be running.
It's not.
It's not? Okay.
It died.
It died. Okay. I'm sorry.
It honestly might be better if I just don't stream again tonight.
All around
Are you
me
sure?
are familiar
Yeah,
faces.
honestly.
All right. All right. Well, that's fair. All right.
Because like nothing's waiting to work right now.
Okay. Well, don't forget to restart your computer before we're done here tonight. Okay.
Yeah.
Temp's already been sniped down.
Like honestly, like I was not like VTube Studio is just choking.
Mm-hmm.
Holy crap. Pirate software is really good. Guys, we have to deflect his attempt to take us down on MommaOcco's stream now.
Yes, pretty much. Pretty much. Anyway. Before we get started with the main content
For
of the
legal
night.
reasons, this is a joke.
Before we
closing VTube Studio.
Before we get started with the main content of the night, don't forget to like the stream chat. Very much appreciate it. Subscribe if you are new. And because I am legally obligated, the Yippee Defense Fund has asked for donations so that they can get cookies for dinner. So if that is something that you are interested in supporting, you can go ahead and leave a super chat and they will appreciate it. Let me read these two before we get started here. Some Shambler donated too, saying the two redheads should kiss now. I don't think that's how that works. Oh, and Temp, you're just kind of frozen on my screen.
No, I know. I'm restarting. I'm gonna get my stream back up in just a minute. I don't know why it just died.
He's gone.
I'm restarting VTube Studio.
You want to just restart your computer?
No, it's fine now.
All right.
We're fine.
And
I'm just
then
gonna do this. And
Wolfsbane for 5. Am I wrong? But does the elf look like a Chihuahua when she talks? It kind of fits if she does a dog model. Oh, but she's an elf. Technically, since she's part vampire, she would be like a bat.
I will never do a dog model. I will do at most a fox model, okay?
A fox model?
hi chat, we're back.
Oh, are you live again?
Yeah, we're live.
There you go. Okay.
I'm not letting Thor win. The stream is back. I will just modify things later.
Oh my gosh. Let Ava hold the peppermint on her
What
lap.
would you do if, like, suddenly Thor actually, like, physically somehow broke into your stream and said, "You can't defeat me," and then now we have to fight Thor in WoW, which really sucks because he's apparently pretty good at that game.
Based off of how I saw him play in that run, I don't think he's really that good. I mean, he probably is better than me, but he kind of sucks with hardcore WoW because he just ran away.
Oh shit! Oh, shots fired!
Oh, goodness. Tomok, thank you for the 20. How far off would you say the Pirate software is to pulling something like the Boulder Lord? Okay, so... Oh, jeez. Tom just kind of jumped in there. Let me kind of give my opinion. So for those that don't know, the Boulder Lord, Matt Jarbo, did false flagging of videos because of content that he did not like. And it was found out because they cornered him in a phone call saying, show your flag history. And if you show your flag history and there's nothing there, then we don't believe that you're flagging us. So like I said, there are people that are getting flags down right now for harassment and bullying on YouTube. If people actually do believe that is the case, the only way you would be able to confirm it is if it is him or not is if you get somebody to corner him in a call and say, show us your flagging history. And if he shows you his flagging history and there's nothing there, then it's not him and then someone else is being an asshole. But if he shows his flagging history and he is the one doing it, then he is done for. He is personally done for. Because people don't like it when you flag down videos. Well, more than they don't like it, like it breaks.
I will say this. I personally think that anybody who is flagging videos, that's critical of Thor, I don't think it's Thor doing that. it's one thing for him to be hypocritical in terms of like his stance on Iron Mouse and the DMCA thing there and YouTube. It's another thing for him to like he can add some separation with the Steam DMCA that he did. But I mean, he'd have to be a pretty direct fucking hypocrite to actually false DMCA strike or copyright strike people down for community notes or anything like that. When, what was it, 4 months ago, he was talking about how it's not okay to do that.
Yes, and we'll get to that. Don't want to, we'll get to that as well. Can you flag from a secondary account? Yes, you can flag from anywhere. How do you check your flags? I can't remember, chat. All I know is that you can check things that you can, like, there is like a way to check videos that you personally flag down. And the only way I know that is because Matt Jarbo was able to show his flag history. And his flag history had the videos that he all flagged. So,
okay, chat. We're actually working again. It's
good.
Functional.
But yeah, so I have the video up now. We are going to react to it. You guys are going to have, at the very least, the audio temp if you don't want to bring it up on your end.
I can stream it for you if you want. That way we can pause it.
I would prefer it if it's on my end, personally.
Okay. Well, I will put it on mine and you just say pause and I'll just pause mine.
Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. But yeah, we're gonna go through this. Oh, hello, Gator. Gator's in the chat. No, wait, Multivarious Fig Tree. Yes, that was his name. Old name. I'll be honest with you. I know that has something to do with Second Life. I know that you would have to go to the fruit farms if you wanted to read more about
Gator,
it.
how's it going?
But I really don't know the significance of that username personally. Would not put that above me as false DMCA'd someone in someone's game before. Yes, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. So yeah, I really hope that it is not him doing the flagging. I really hope that it is a fan of his. But if it is him doing the flagging, I think that he's a horrible person. Obviously, if you flag somebody not only improperly but falsely, I think you're a horrible person and that you should not have a career on YouTube. That's my personal opinion. But anyway, we're going to play this video. And because it does have a lot of talking, we're probably just going to have a game on in the background while we play it. So we're going to
I was planning on having a game on in the background, but the game I was going to play crashed
there
and
you
killed
go.
the stream. So not till after the video's done.
That's funny. All right. You guys ready?
Yep.
All right, cool.
With 17 employees, I stream for 12 hours a day, 5 days a week. I work.
Oh, what? Why is it? No. Okay, hold on, chat. Hold on, chat. The ad thing. Why is the ad thing broken? There it goes. Why are you doing this? Give me 1 second. Professional streamer here, by the way.
Stream for 12 hours a day, 5 days a week. I work 16 hours a day. I walk my dogs. I'm also the director of strategy for Off-Brand Games. I work my ass off, kid. Insane behavior.
Hey guys, Lebrowski here, coming in again with another video on the number.
Really quickly, just starting off there, the insanity of him just being like, these are all the reasons why I'm
sorry.
right.
That was pretty funny. That was actually really, I worked my ass off, kid. That was funny to me. I'm sorry.
Is absolutely perfect. I just wanted to pause it right there and just be like, this is going to be the moving forward. This is basically what you should expect, is that kind of attitude coming from him. From now on, chat, unfortunately, that's the attitude I think that you should expect from him. Anyway, moving forward.
One candidate of becoming the biggest lolcow of 2025. Yeah, even more than Bowblags.
And she's asleep! She hasn't even
gosh.
woken up! She's gonna wake up to his ashes!
You know what? Nah, ain't nobody topping that. Anyway, but we're not here to talk about Mr. Manshi. We're here to talk about Jason Hall, aka Maldavius Fig Tree, aka the Roach King. So the last time we covered the pirate software drama, we went over him suing some indie game developer over the, according to Jason, illegal use of his voice.
Oh, the guy who was spamming in chat saying, why'd you DMCA my indie game? Because you used my voice without permission in your game. Yeah, don't do that. That's why. Yeah.
You can go check that video out for the full story, but in short, the developer from this game called Idle Streaming Bonanza got his game taken down by Jason because he got butthurt
Now,
that people
question,
kept making
I would
fun
like to
of
go
him.
back to the VOD. Was he actually spamming why'd you DMCA my video game, or did he just say it once or twice?
That is a good question. I didn't actually look at the VOD, so I am going to just have to take Pirate Software at his word for it. It is possible that he was just like a couple of times in chat just saying, why did you take down my game? Now, to be personally honest, I'm not quite sure the actions I would take if somebody like falsely took down my game. I probably would go to the guy's chat and say, hey bro, why did you take down my game like that? But don't know. If somebody actually does know if that's the case, please let me know.
No, I mean, I would reach out via email or even say it just once in chat. But if I was someone like Thor who likes to be the daddy of his stream and like the authority of his stream, he's like, oh, why you you're streaming this question in my chat, and by doing that he immediately places this indie dev on an even lower position. Oh, you're breaking the rules asking me a question. Well, this is why I did it. So he's starting it off already with the indie dev already having violated some kind of rule, right, with streaming.
Yeah.
And that's a strong position for Thor to be in, which goes to his, well, I don't like to call it manipulation, but that's what social engineering and hacking is. So
yeah, yeah, for sure. All right.
Due to the whole roach situation, and this dude got so mad about it that
right, chat. By the way, it is important to summarize how we got to this point. So we're talking about a game that was falsely DMCA'd by Jason, and the reason why the game even had him in the first place is before all of this, he was in a hardcore WoW session with some other people in a guild where hardcore WoW is their thing. And his job was to help get them through this thing, which, you know, having him in, I'm sure a lot of them were very happy because, like, this is the guy that was part of Blizzard. So a lot of people would assume that he knows how to play the game, and he just flubbed it really super duper hard. And after he flubbed it super duper hard, a whole lot of people started laughing at him and making fun of him, saying he doesn't know how to play video games. And a lot of people were very surprised and felt like calling him a fraud for touting himself the way he was. And he got really pissed off at that. And so that is how we got here, because after that happens, the guy that makes this game, this live stream bonanza, you know, I'm going to see if I can pull that up right now on stream, because I kind of want to buy this game personally. I know that it, let's see, live stream.
For those on my side, you'll notice that maybe the audio isn't lining with the video. That's because I can't play the audio.
There it is. Idle Streaming Bonanza. It's not even a game that is out yet, chat. Here, I'm going to show this to you. This is Idle Streaming Bonanza. So this is literally the making fun of politicians tier for content creators, where this guy is taking a lot of different content creators who have live streaming fails that embarrass themselves on the internet and has turned it into a video game here. And I do think it is kind of funny here. The guy, what he is trying to do, he's making fun of content creators that we all know and love or hate in some weird way. This is obviously supposed to be XQC, and it's all really funny, in my personal opinion. I think that it's a silly little concept. Again, this is something that you should be allowed to do. All right, if somebody wants to do something like that to me, like if I have a moment, which, you know, I've had a couple of moments myself, if somebody wants to do that for me, I think that this is completely and totally okay, because you can laugh at me, you can make fun of me. In my personal opinion, as long as you're not disparaging me and saying false things, I don't care that you do something like this. And I think that this is honestly like a good way to spread yourself as a content creator, because some people will latch onto this. It's parody? Yes, it is parody. That looks funny? Yes, this whole thing is funny. And the other thing that's really important about this is that I am assuming this guy is putting a lot of time and effort into this game now that it's gotten him so much attention. But like this game, like, I personally, looking at this, would just assume that this is like some dude's little silly indie project that he's doing for fun. It doesn't really matter too much. But like this whole thing, this is why we're here, chat. Just telling you right here. All right. And I'm not trying to say that to be mean to the game developer, because the game developer has a silly, by the way, this is supposed to be the Pokimane joke because of her and the cookies.
Thor done goofed and got taken advantage of by the Streisand effect. Let's be real.
Yes.
This game would have been nowhere near as popular if Thor didn't have his little bitch fit.
Yes. Yep. Pretty much. But yeah, so this is Pokimane right here. Although she's not actually called Pokimane. Again, he like changed the names of all of the streamers in here. So the names of the streamers aren't even actually real. But like he adds all. I'm assuming he's going to add way more streamers. I believe this is supposed to be Asmongold. Yeah, this is Asmongold here. And then this is XQC, and the XQC thing is very weird, very funny.
Hey, that's not Asmongold. That's Asmonsilver.
You're right. That is Asmonsilver. You're right. Thank you for the video, chat. We're not going to watch that video again because tonight, chat, I'm going to summarize this and then we're going to jump on to talking about the other stuff with Pirate Software here. If I had like 4 to 5 hours, chat, I would do a deep dive on this. All right, but I only have about 2 to 3 hours tonight. So we're not going to do the summary of the previous thing. We're just going to go through the basic facts of this. And for the most part, we're going to get all of them here. So yeah, this game here is why this guy lost his shit for the most part. That's all you need to know. And the thing that's really important here is he lost his shit for something that you could not even download and you could not even buy. Not only is the game not exist yet, but the build where the voice clip that the guy used of Pirate Software was not in a tangible build of the game that you yourself could download and experience. It was a personal build.
It was a personal build.
Yep. It was a personal build that existed only on his system, and he was showing it to people on Reddit saying, hey, what do you guys think of this? And that's where all of this started. All right, let's continue here.
He kept molding over it for a while.
Can you prove it's your voice, tone for tone? Yes, and also he claimed it was my voice, quite publicly. So, it's really not that big of a deal, right? Yeah. Yeah, it makes it premeditated with evidence. Even receiving legal,
By the way, Ava, feel free to stop at any point if you want to comment on anything he says.
Legal dispute from other people saying don't do this.
I love when people who aren't lawyers trying to sound like lawyers. You can't. Okay, this. What are you trying to prove malice on a parody clip? Like, what the fuck? I'm sorry. I'm gonna be smug here for a second.
I can hear the anger just dripping off of Ava right now. She is. I can hear it so badly. It's great. Let's continue.
You're the only person Pally responded to out of thousands of people.
I forgot I have a pouting angry face toggle, so.
But yeah, so that I can hear it. Ava's like, oh, that's so wrong. And I will say, chat, I'm sure that I would probably make this mistake if I didn't have a lawyer in my back pocket that I could talk to about things. However, I will say that Thor is, again, not only way bigger than me, he should be way smarter than me than to comment on shit like this when law is not his expertise field. His expertise is hacking and video game programming.
He should know about this stuff, and to call something premeditated is just, I know I'm stuck on that. It's just wild.
So, and I'm going to say it because it was not mentioned in this video, but it does bring up the point where the creator of that game flat out told him, this is a private build that you're talking about, not one that is actually made to the public. And if you had played my game, you would know that.
Mm-hmm.
And he's flat out saying, that's inconsequential. No, it's not. You want to actually know what you're talking about? Play it.
Yes, we are getting a little bit ahead here, so we're going to continue. But yes, pretty much exactly. That's pretty much exactly right. Akko, Legal Mindset said he won't raid you unless it was VTubers.
Mercenary, tell Legal Mindset that VTubers are here. So while it might be about Thor, it is still VTuber related.
Yes, and we are going to be talking about a VTuber.
That is a legal argument from the Lawli.
Yes, tell him that the Lawli said we are talking about. Eventually, we have an Iron Mouse clip that is going to be played as well. So technically, there is VTubers involved in this. All right.
We just happen to get there.
Yes, exactly. We'll get. It'll be there very soon because I'm going to stop in the middle of this and then we're going to play the Iron Mouse clip in order to kind of show the hypocrisy of him a little bit here. Because the Iron Mouse, because again, for those that don't know, Iron Mouse was DMCA'd a couple of months ago and he had an opinion on it. And I'm going to play that opinion when we get to a certain point here so that you guys can see just how fucking stupid he is for his change here. Anyway, let's continue on.
I mean, the guy really made a mountain out of a grain of sand. He doesn't seem to understand that by reacting this way, the only thing he does is feed the trolls that are making him evolve into a lolcow. And to make things worse for him, it seems that some people from a certain website about farming tropical fruits got infiltrated on his Discord server and they leaked a message where Jason kept crying about it to his fans.
I know a lot of armchair lawyers are jumping out of the woodwork on this. We need a legally responsible
I think this is AI voice.
Information at hand. Should they attempt to levy a lawsuit against us, we will return in kind. Using so much voice in a commercial work does not immediately constitute parody.
Very likely
Otherwise,
is, considering the fact
that
the accent.
Yeah, pretty much.
Has to be legally distinct, or else Pirate Software is gonna crawl up their ass.
Pretty much.
The roach is gonna
make up characters of them.
Okay, let's not go there.
Freely. This is something for lawyers to decide.
Actually, you know
not
what's
Reddit,
funny?
not
I think this is just the guy actually just doing a decent impression because the accent's similar.
It is, and that's why I was wondering if it was AI, but like it was him that spoke the lines first. I do. It could be either or. Sounds like a Mexican Pirate Software.
Yeah, it kind of does.
It does. Yeah, it does.
Oh shit, I guess I better get ready to get sued now. It's over for me, gamers. Anyway, so this smug fool would keep flexing that he was going to get his lawyer and that other guy confidently talking out of his ass.
There was a dude earlier today that went onto Reddit and said that he was using my voice in a video game, showed a bunch of videos of it, and then put that game up on Steam. A lot of people in the
And again, chat, again, very big distinction. He did not put this game on Steam. He had a personal build that was not public.
Because he also mentioned something else. He said he showed a bunch of videos. From what I understand, this was pretty much shown in only like one stream, right?
It was either one stream or like one video, but like he is implying that it was shown multiple times. Which, you know, if the guy reposts it, reblogs it in other different parts of Reddit, sure. But I am pretty sure.
Implied that it was first shown multiple times and then uploaded to Steam.
Mhm.
He has actually specifically stated a timeline of events that we know is not true.
Yes.
Yep.
Pretty much.
thread told him not to do that, that would end up being a legal problem for him. He did it anyway. So I
Here,
filed a
I am going to
DMCA claim, and he has now
rewind
filed
this.
A counter. A lot of people in the game showed a bunch of videos of it and then put that game up on Steam. A lot of people in the thread told him not to do that, that would end up being
Really quickly, he's talking about a Reddit thread.
a legal problem for him. He did it anyway. So I filed a DMCA claim, and he has now filed a counterclaim.
Now, here's the part where I'm kind of like a little concerned, because he said that a bunch of people on Reddit told him that was a bad idea, and because he disregarded their opinions, Thor decided to file a DMCA. So in my head, I can take that a couple of different ways. I can take that as Thor was planning to do this because he himself thought it was, or the more scary option, Thor did this because everybody on Reddit told this guy that it was a potential legal problem, and Thor trusted the opinion of Redditors. And I'm going to assume that that's not the case. I hope that's not the case. Personally.
I hope that's the case, because that was your first mistake. If that was the case,
Yeah, if
You
Thor
don't
was
trust
trusting,
Reddit.
if Thor was deciding to trust a bunch of Redditors,
Listen, he did trust the opinion of a Redditor, and that Redditor's name is Kronos.
yes. I didn't know. Did he meet him on? I see that's one thing I didn't know, because I know that he knew Kronos, but like, I didn't know that he met him on Reddit or something like that. Hello.
No,
Hello?
but Kronos has the mindset of a Redditor, somebody who talks like they're an authority in the law when they live in a different country and aren't even authorized to practice law in the country that they're from, which isn't the country that Pirate Software is a part of.
Yeah.
It reeks of like those really bad AI videos of like, lawyers, what is your craziest case in court? And then half of the Reddit set says not a lawyer, but, and then proceeds to say a bunch of shit that they did as a lawyer.
Yeah. No, yeah. So, yeah, there is a minor concern that I have. It's like either he decided to do this based off of the Reddit advice that people were saying, hey, guy, don't do this, or he decided to do that. Like, either way, I think it's bad. But it's much worse if his interpretation of my understanding is he decided to do this because everybody on Reddit told the guy not to do it. I think either way, it's fucked. So, let's continue.
Claim against me. We're going to take you to court. You're going to lose. You cannot use somebody's likeness or voice in any way inside of your games without their permission. It's a really stupid thing to do. Incredibly so.
So like I said before, it's...
And I feel like I should let Ava kind of take this part here. Ava, is Jason being, or excuse me, yeah, is he
Buck just
accurate?
asked, is a DMCA counterclaim technically an intent to file declaration? What I don't understand what Thor is talking about here is like, okay, so he files a DMCA claim with Steam.
Yes.
Steam takes it down. The indie dev could have challenged that claim, but there's no counterclaim being filed here. Nothing has actually even been filed with the courts here, because all a DMCA notice does is enable the platform to basically link you with the person that you have a complaint against, and then you guys basically exchange information, and then that inroads into the more legal inroads of a DMCA conflict. So I think this is just him not really knowing what he's talking about, but sounding like he's knowing what he's talking about, because no one's gonna counter DMCA claim you. It's someone challenges the DMCA claim, but they're not gonna counter claim you.
Yes. My limited knowledge of how the DMCA works, and again, you should correct me if I'm wrong, and this is based off of YouTube. If somebody DMCAs you, you can basically say that that is wrong, and then YouTube tells them, hey, they think that your DMCA is wrong. That is not a counter. But what will happen is if they do not do something within 14 days, YouTube has to put the video back up. And so the DMCA is literally just the law that says you must take this down immediately and understand that there's going to be legal action taken on the content that is being taken down at a later point. But it is not like... Am I explaining that right, Ava? Please correct me if I'm wrong here. I want to make sure I say this right here, because I know that he's using it incorrectly.
No, you are. You are. And actually, professional gentleman's here too. And he just said, give me one quick second. He just said, the challenge is submitting your information so the claimant can serve you with legal stuff. That's pretty much, there you go.
Yeah. And that's one of the reasons why the DMCA is kind of terrifying, especially for people on YouTube. Now, I don't know if the game dev already had his information out there or something like that.
All of this is Metallica's fault. That is a famous Supreme Court case, but that is what established the DMCA system that we use and many platforms adhere to.
That's funny. That's really funny. Oh, that's very funny. But yeah, so like... The biggest problem with this here is with the way that the DMCA works is it is an immediate act. It is as far as I know, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, the DMCA is the only bit of law that has an immediate action that takes place as soon as you ask for it to happen, because the websites do it so that they can maintain a safe harbor provision. Otherwise, if Jason had an issue with the video game, he would just have to find the guy and take him to court.
So this is where like you're dancing around the line of an actual legal filing, but you're not actually dealing with the courts yet. It's just the platforms, in order to maintain safe harbor protections, thanks to Section 230, they have to comply with the DMCA takedown request, take down the video, and then provide basically link the claimant and the respondent together so they can exchange legal information and then take it to court if they so choose. Basically, you're still not dealing with a judge or a court quite yet at this point in time.
Yes, pretty much.
Even in the interview that we're going to be referencing, that lawyer did not actually deal with a judge yet. All he did was he submitted basically, I think it was a writ of demand, where basically he's like, no, this is not DMCA. Please put it back up. This is what I'm planning on doing in 24 hours. If you don't put it up, which would have been a legal filing.
Yes, pretty much. And we'll get to that eventually. But yeah. So, and the only reason why I say this, chat, is like a DMCA is not like it is not basically like a court order. It is just an action that precedes actual court stuff happening. Because if you put down a DMCA and you choose to do nothing, it basically can get reversed pretty easily. So the only, and I say this because it is very serious to say this, you do not file a DMCA with somebody, or you should not at the very least. It gets abused all the time, but it is not something you should file unless you are planning to sue people. Because if you file it...
Here's something that can happen.
Okay.
If you falsely submit a DMCA request, that actually can be responded to with a file of suit in terms of like fraud.
Yes.
or misrepresentation. You actually, because abuse of the DMCA system is a federal crime.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. And that is why it is so serious, which is why, again, it's like, chat, I equate this to like calling the police. If you call the police for a crime that has happened, if there's a crime that was committed, there's no issue. But if you call the police and then just like hang up expecting for nothing to happen, they're still going to come to your house and want to know what the problem is. And if you don't have a real reason to actually have gotten them on the phone, you can get in trouble. And in some cases, because if you waste their time, in some states you could potentially get arrested for it or get fined for it because you're wasting people's time and you're wasting resources. So a DMCA is not something that you just frivolously throw out there unless you have, and again, this will be mentioned as we go on here, a good faith opinion that what the reason why you're doing it is because you actually believe that your stuff has been infringed upon. And in my personal opinion, and again, I think everybody agrees, the reasons that Jason did this were completely unnecessary and invalid for that to have taken place. And again, I do think that it opens him up to liability. I mean, it was reversed pretty quickly.
You know what? I will say this. The reasons, if he were to reasonably believe what he claimed had happened, would not be out of the realm of like, okay, fine. But the problem is he did not do any due diligence. He did not do any of his duty. He ignored his duty of care when it came to actually looking into the claims that were being made. Did he actually confirm if the version that was on Steam contained the infringing material? No, he didn't. Did he, he took the words of some of his people, his orbiters, and then he just took action. It's completely inappropriate to do it like that.
Yes.
Can pirate claim to be a tard and get out? No. Ignorance of the law does not excuse the violation of it.
Pretty much. And we'll talk a little bit more about that later. But anyway, let's move on here.
It seems that Pirate Software doesn't understand that by continuously engaging with these trolls...
And by the way, really quickly, he is peeling a banana and eating a sausage out of it. That is disgusting, but you know what?
That sounds like AI to me.
No.
I don't think it is.
That is actually him peeling a banana with a sausage on the inside. I think that is something he actually did.
The only thing he does is keep the drama going because he also decided to take down videos of people that were criticizing or making fun of him.
How did the sausage get into the banana for him to peel it?
I think it was a pre-peeled thing. I think it was a
pre-peeled.
Yeah, I think he peeled it and put it in there and then re-peel it, but he sealed the banana.
Wait, hold on. Let me click review content to see what got struck down. It's the pirate video. Yeah. Harassment and cyberbullying policy. F.
By the way, chat, like the stream because, again, some people are actually doing this. And again, we don't know who's actually doing this because whenever you get something like this, they don't, unlike with a DMCA, you don't know when somebody when somebody decides to take you down for harassment and cyberbullying, you don't know who did it. You just know that some random asshole on the internet decides to report your video for this. So if for some reason my stream goes down, Temp's stream goes down.
Which, by the way, I believe is entirely inappropriate given that you have a right to face your accuser in the court of law. I entirely believe that if they are willing to take down your account over what somebody accuses you of, that person should be named. Or you should be able to find out who did that.
I agree. I 100% agree. I 110% agree. But yeah, so chat, if my video or stream goes down, you better bet your ass that I'm gonna use the full extent of the law to put it back up. And I definitely have lawyers around, real lawyers, all right, not Reddit lawyers or lawyers from other countries that can actually practice law there. I have real lawyers that actually can give me counsel. Or can be referenced to real lawyers that can give me counsel. Because this is retarded right here. This right here, again, if this is actually Pirate Software, again, I don't want to think it, and we don't have actual evidence here, so I'm not going to say it is him. But if it is actually him, this right here shows me that he is, this will make him more of a fraud than me just saying all of the things I'm going to say here tonight. So, like, legitimately, this is retarded right here. Taking people down for criticism of you. That is dangerously stupid, in my personal opinion. But anyway, let's move on.
Well, there you go.
He then would go on to try and justify this by
all
saying...
that to say, chat, I don't believe he is the one flagging, all right? Unless he actually comes out and admits to it, all right? If he comes out and admits to it, great. But so far, we do not have him admitting to it. I personally would like to see his flagging history, but I don't think that's something that's going to happen. So that would be the only way to prove that he isn't actually doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Just got to get the Boulder Man to talk to him about it.
Saying that he didn't have anything to do with that, but I am not sure we can believe anything that this guy says anymore. I mean, like I said, a bunch of people were accusing him of even lying about his voice.
So speaking of games, what do you have for us today?
So we have Champions of Breakfast, which is a twin-stick shooter that we made in 24 days from concept to release on Steam. Blew up. It was really, really awesome. And that
He's just showing a clip I've already shown. He faked his voice, which I don't care about. That's not an issue to me.
Which is a
God, that's gotta be pitched down like 3 octaves.
Oh yeah. Like, if he's not using a voice changer, the amount of effort he has to put in to make his voice higher naturally for as many streams as he does for as long as he does it is actually like a
at that
massive
point,
strain.
that's just voice training, and that's his voice now.
Exactly.
But like, no, I'm pretty sure this is a filter.
Yep.
Yeah. And it's just what's funny is I watched that the video we watched in the beginning chat. I read the comments. One of the comments said that her voice is deeper than his.
Wait, no, it's not. It's not a filter because I watched Bao interview him live, and Bao the Whale, like, Thor called her short, and that was just with the microphone. That was no filter.
Well,
so wow, I gotta give him kudos.
There was
that
also
was voice training. That's impressive.
You think it's actually voice training?
Very likely, yes. The reason I'm agreeing with Ava on this is because there was the charity event with Sea Dog, and I'm not sure if Mouse wasn't involved. I know he's involved with Mouse, so that's why I'm not sure. But he was involved with that as well. Pirate Software was.
Mm-hmm. If you have that video, send it to me. I'd like to hear it.
I will admit, he was not at the event. He actually called in from home.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a video right here.
If he called in, then I don't know. All right, send it to me, Ava. We'll pull it up here real quick. I'll jump to a random timestamp.
I have him being interviewed live at a convention hall. Hold on.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. While you look for that, though, we'll continue here.
RPG, and we've been working on that for about 6 months.
And regarding the video takedown, well, this wasn't the first time that Jason did this. As you can see here, he already took down a couple of videos in the past from people that were criticizing or making fun.
Again, we don't have proof that this is actually the case. Unless he actually has his name put to it, I can't agree that this is actually him. Thank you. Oh, that is a YouTube short. Perfect.
Hi, I'm with Kyle Hill.
Oh gosh, is that what Bao sounds like? I've never watched Bao before.
I've heard Bao. I think that is Bao, but I'm not sure because it's been a long time.
Okay.
You think I have a future in nuclear engineering?
Do you know, like, the daughter products?
We're gonna skip to where we actually see Pyro Software here.
A little short.
There we go.
You think I have a future in game development?
Aren't you a little short for that? I mean,
I'm really not that short compared to you. Like, I could at least hold eye contact.
can you reach the keyboard? Let's be honest.
But
It does sound a little okay.
Pitching down because there's background noise and everything. It's just not being pitched down.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm gonna be honest. While it isn't as light as the other video quite a few years ago, it doesn't sound as deep when coming through this microphone. And again, there is a lot, and chat, as somebody who's done a lot of audio engineering, I know that there's a lot that goes into having a very expensive microphone with very expensive cords that plug into a very, very, very expensive mixer that all go into that. So I do believe at the very least he has got some gain on his voice. He's got some little filter that he's got in there to help out with it. It's probably not as light as the video that we watched in the beginning. So I am willing to agree that, like, he's not
I mean, I have a high pass filter on my stuff for my noise suppression software.
Yeah.
Just because it helps keep my fan noise down as well as keeps the Gura accusations down.
Yeah. Fair enough. But yeah, I think that the voice thing isn't really a big deal. I just think it's funny that it's something that's always brought up. Anyway, let's continue on.
fun of him. And as you can appreciate on this screenshot, we can see that it was indeed Pirate Software himself who struck down...
Wait. How do we know? Okay. So this video, so he's saying that this is proof that this is Pirate Software. Where the guy is saying, I'm giving this guy way too much clout with my attention for my channel, so I'll just edit this in. I confirm with YouTube staff that Thor personally, privately struck my YouTube channel because of me exposing his past life. He has done this before with another small YouTuber named Ano and will likely do this again in the future. Oh no, guys look like Thor or one of his fans falsely reported my video for doxing.
That's just a wild accusation by another person. This isn't confirmed.
No, yeah, this is, again, unless Thor himself comes out and says it, or we have something by YouTube claim that says it is actually him, because I will trust the authoritative source of YouTube. I can't. This is not good enough. This is not good enough. It does say harassment and it does say doxing right here, but that doesn't count. All right, I don't care. Like, anybody can claim that I am doxed. Like, literally, anybody can claim that anybody is doxing anybody else. All right, rabid fans exist. Okay, so like, I can't trust this right here. This isn't good enough for me personally. So I don't know. It doesn't count.
Down all of those videos, despite him lying before saying that he had nothing to do with it.
I do want to see your flag history though, Thor. Show me the flag history and clear your name.
And I think I can confirm this because I also had a similar situation with that other Mora Neon who struck down one of my videos for harassing and cyberbullying. So yeah, again, Pirate Software demonstrates that he's a thin-skinned crybaby that goes around trying to silence people that don't want to gull his show as most of his viewers do. Anyway, but going back to the whole DMCA strike on that indie game. So the developer of said game, Brandon, decided to release the logs between his pro bono attorney and this Kronos guy who, according to Thor, was a copyright lawyer.
Hey, Kronos. We have to file a legal complaint against that dude earlier. So I'm going to send this over to Kronos now because he is a lawyer in copyright law. That is his job. I think voice is copyrightable. That's where you're wrong. And that's where a copyright lawyer would know more than you, which is Kronos. Yeah.
It's very important to show right here. He is very clearly asserting that not only does he know more, but he has a lawyer, an actual lawyer, a copyright lawyer, by the way, that knows more and that will be assisting him. I do want to do some speculation here. This is just some friendly speculation. Do you guys think that Kronos knew what was coming when it came to this? Because like, I know just from personal experience that streamers oftentimes fly off the cuff and they say things, and occasionally they're wrong.
Kronos was probably just talking shit and misrepresenting himself to Thor to impress him, and then Thor just threw him under the bus and went, "Yeah, I know a lawyer. Fucking go get him." And Kronos is like, "Oh shit."
I can believe that too. I can definitely believe that too. But I do think, if I want to be giving the best faith possible, I do think that sometimes streamers will fly off the cuff and say things that are definitely not true and definitely need more context put into that. So I can definitely believe that the poor guy was probably like, "Why'd you say that, bro? I can't back this up, man. Why the fuck would you say that?"
Ooh, wait a minute. Max K just said Kronos is his paid mod on payroll for moderation. Why would a copyright lawyer take a paid position as a moderator? Well, I'm actively practicing. I take a paid moderator position, but I will say this: this should have removed any shadow of a doubt that Thor knew whether or not Kronos was a lawyer or not. Because shouldn't Thor be doing background checks on his fucking employees?
I mean, if he wants to tout himself as the businessman that he is, again, as we'll hear later in this video, he likes to tout that he is a businessman. He is the CEO of companies. He holds a charity. He walks his dog every single day. So you would hope that he is doing background checks and knows the people he's employing.
A couple people have actually now asked the question, is it illegal to impersonate a lawyer? There are a few ways in which it is. There are a few ways in which it isn't. If you just some random schmuck online who says you're a lawyer, that's probably fine. If you're representing yourself as a lawyer and you are giving somebody legal counsel or advice, they could probably sue you for fraud or misrepresentation. If you actually file with the courts and interact with the courts in a legal capacity, misrepresenting yourself as a lawyer, that's called unauthorized practice of law.
Yes. Pretty much. Sorry, chat. I don't want to interrupt because like unlike Pirate Software when it comes to legal stuff, Ava is the expert, like legitimately the expert here. So I'm just gonna let her talk when it comes to that kind of stuff because she knows what she's talking about here. So Kronos is probably out of hot water. I wouldn't say that he's out of hot water necessarily because if I was Pirate Software, I'd get kind of pissed off knowing that the guy who said he was a lawyer was lying.
The only way that he would be in hot water is if Pirate Software tried to sue him for misrepresentation. The problem with that is Kronos lives in the UK. Pirate Software lives in the United States. That's going to be a difficult pond to cross over a tort like this.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, for sure. Well, you got license for that legal filing? Pretty much.
Unfortunate.
Well, as it turns out, these logs were quite revealing because this Kronos guy apparently is as much of a jerk as Pirate Software seems to be, because when he was communicating with the indie developer, he was being quite smug and passive-aggressive about the whole situation. Like here, where despite being told that
but in terms of pro se litigation, Satoru Yukoi, the thing is you have to clearly and plainly state in those filings and in your arguments with the court that you are representing yourself. If you try to represent yourself as a lawyer with experience in the law and you do that with the courts, you're gonna get caught and they're gonna hit you with unauthorized practice of law.
Excuse me. So yeah, I think overall it's probably just a good idea to probably shouldn't say that you're a lawyer if you can't actually perform. Also, some Shambler, I apologize for missing this a little while ago. Thank you for the 2. No, his perfect form is gone.
Well, here's what I would say. You can say you're a lawyer or not, but you need to, this is why, like, here, I'm bringing up my YouTube description right now. On all my YouTube videos, on the bottom of it, it says, any legal opinion or commentary stated in this channel or other channels I make an appearance in is not legal advice and I cannot give you legal advice. All information presented on this channel is for informational and educational purposes only and not for the purpose of providing legal counsel. You should contact a licensed attorney in your jurisdiction to obtain legal advice with respect to any particular issue or problem. Okay, sorry.
Yeah,
I totally went full autism mode there.
No, that's what you should do because, like, unless you can actively represent... Because here's the problem, chat. Not only do you have to be licensed as a lawyer, you have to be licensed as a lawyer in the United States, in the specific state that the person is asking for help in. So unless Ava is licensed in all 60 states, it's probably a good idea to say something like that so that people don't just think that they can take your advice hands down when the advice could be very
60
different.
60 states, 1, there are 50. And 2, as an out-of-state lawyer, I could write in and ask the court for permission.
Oh, you could? Oh, never mind then. But still, it's probably a good idea that you just say, I'm not here to represent you. I am me. And you should probably ask for a real lawyer.
Some states don't allow that, though. For instance, no out-of-state lawyer can ask for permission to practice in the state of California. They have to pass the California bar in order to practice in the state of California.
Mm-hmm. Well, there you go. There you go. Anyway, let's continue.
The snippet of Jason's voice they were using wasn't even in the commercial release of the game, but this Kronos guy decides to dismiss.
Say 60 states, MommaOcco, but the thing is, Trump is definitely going to add 10 more states, so that's still accurate.
Fair enough. Here, I'm going to reverse about 10 seconds here. We'll be at 5 minutes, 10 seconds.
Smug and passive-aggressive about the whole situation. Like here, where despite being told that the snippet of Jason's voice they were using wasn't even in the commercial release of the game, but this Kronos guy decides to dismiss that. Or here, where he keeps ignoring the fact that Pirate Software's character was never playable because that version of the game was never released, and instead keeps telling Mr. Ferrantino that they did have grounds to make a claim and a lawsuit. And even here, this smug...
So really quickly, that is a very important thing to talk about. So at least twice during the conversation between the game developer's lawyer and the quote-unquote lawyer that Jason Thor Hall has, all right, there were at least 2 times where the game developer's lawyer said, The thing that you struck down does not even have the content that you claim infringes on your client's personal copyright or rights. So it is not lawful for you to do this because you did not even attack the right thing. And Kronos, the lawyer, the big-brained guy himself, says that doesn't matter. We're still going to do it anyway. So that's a pretty big issue for hell. Here, I want to like rewind a little bit. I want to read some of these here. Because I felt like that would be a good idea. Let me scroll to, I want to just read through these here. So this first one here, where the lawyer says you could have asked instead of taking down a Steam game with no data or builds with content related to pirate software. The build of the game is on my personal PC. Okay, so this is actually the game developer, excuse me. And then Chrono says, we have a legal process we are due to follow, which includes making a report to Steam. So basically saying he doesn't care. He's just going to report it to Steam anyway. And then moving forward, he says, it's not a false report as far as we are aware, based on information you have made public. So that right there is them saying, as far as we know, yes, it is correct. So they don't actually, in my personal opinion, have a good...
Okay. So I'm gonna, like, hold on, sorry.
You're good.
Kronos is pretty much acting as a representative in this manner. This is, I don't know, this is treading awfully close to, I mean, I would have to see how he was in it. Let's continue this. I'm very, my ears are perked up. I'll say that.
Fair enough. Oh, they're always perked up, but they're even more perked up, it sounds like. But yeah, Kronos is basically saying it is not a false report based on, again, like this is the mental retardation, chat, that really fucks with my head here. All right. Kronos is saying that they, as far as they know, which tells me that they don't know shit, because if they knew, they would have not, they would have known they wouldn't have grounds to strike the video down, because if they had played the game, they would have found it is not even in there. But he is saying, based on the information that was made, so he is like, not only does he not know, he's taking the words of the person that he's saying that he's going to sue, which is doubly retarded, is like wholly retardy, in my personal opinion, that not only is he assuming, but he is going to take the word of the person that he is suing, somebody that like what and that bothers me, because at least in my personal opinion, when you are planning to sue somebody, you are planning to you believe that they are not in a they do not have good faith, and that's why you're suing them. So that just, it hurts my head. And so the game dev says, did you play it on Steam? And then Kronos says, it meets the criteria for us making a claim. It meets the criteria for us bringing a lawsuit. And then he says, did you play the game on Steam? And then he says, it seems like a waste of time for both of us. No, it doesn't. Again, like, they're reiterating that they don't know what they're talking about. Oh.
Actually, I will say this. Flickerbox TV is actually extremely accurate. Even if it was in there, Thor needs to, and he is legally obligated to, take into consideration the application of fair use before they even put in a DMCA request. They need to do that, and Thor obviously,
he didn't do that. No, yeah, pretty much. But yeah, like.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
Thor obviously did not do that. Sorry.
No, yeah, you're perfect. You're fantastic. But no, yeah, like Kronos is literally admitting here in these messages that none of this that should have happened, again, because when it comes to DMCA chat, this is something that's pretty important to hammer home. A DMCA is the only immediate action in all of U.S. law, probably even in the world. Could be wrong about that, but it is the only action that can take place pretty much immediately. Everything else, hell, if you want a domestic dispute, like a domestic case against somebody, you still have to go to court and get it approved, and that can take days or weeks. Hopefully not that long, but the DMCA is something that happens immediately.
Well, there are actually quite a few states where if you were to call the cops over the domestic, it's required that somebody be arrested. And some states actually require that both both individuals in the domestic are arrested, and a no contact order is put in place automatically.
That's kind of funny.
I will say in terms of civil litigation, a DMCA takedown notice is the only thing in civil litigation that immediately it has an immediate effect. Everything else would require a sign up from a judge or being accepted in the courts as a complaint, etc.
Okay, fair enough. But yeah, so it's just like the reason why I bring this up is law is something that has to be taken hyper seriously. Again, I brought up the example of calling the police. I take a lawsuit the same as personal defense. You do not do any of this shit unless you are ready to aim down the barrel of the gun the person that you are interested in targeting. Because if you get it wrong, you're fucked. Royally fucked. Like, I don't think, this is something that I just don't think that Kronos and by extension Thor thought about when this thing happened here. And that's really what I'm trying to impress here, is they didn't think about it. But yeah, so let's just continue on
while
here.
at the same time being a stubborn fool by saying that the use of the boys, even if it was like less than 10 seconds, is a problem.
Actually, yes, Speedon is correct. It's more the implementation of the DMCA that is immediate. A company can't say no, this is nonsense, but they usually don't. And the reason why they don't is they risk giving up safe harbor protections as a platform.
Pretty much. You all right there, Tim?
Yeah, I'm just listening.
Okay, you sounded like you were snoring there. I wanted to make sure you weren't asleep. Okay, good. You scared me for a moment.
No, because I can't watch the video in sync. I'm just not, and I'm letting just the background noise.
Fair enough.
Get the fuck out of here, dude. Imagine being this cringe. But anyway, this Kronos dude was acting all confident and shit because he knew he was talking with someone that had no real idea about how to handle this type of situation. But then when this Kronos guy got confronted by a real attorney, his smug attitude went to shit and got absolutely clowned. So first, Mr. Ferrentino's attorney tried to get in touch with Kronos, whom we all assumed was representing Pirate Software. Well, funny enough, it turns out that apparently this guy is not even an attorney. I mean, he might still be a lawyer.
So, here we go. Scroll back a little bit. Oh, what the fuck? What happened to the video? Why is
video gone?
What happened to oh gosh, my video decided to freak out. There we go. We're back.
And chat, you'll notice I have no game audio going because I don't want it to interfere
Thor
with
is coming after us, guys.
the reaction.
Redhead cross-contaminating. Oh my gosh. Yeah, here. Just wanted to bring this up for the chat. So this is Kronos right here saying he is not an attorney. It's a very important distinction. And the reason why he has to say that is because Mario, who is the lawyer, is asking, I need the representation for Thor because it sounds like you are that representation. And then Kronos is like, oh, no. There is no representation. I am not a lawyer.
I mean, he might still be a lawyer, but apparently being an attorney and a lawyer are two different things. And for everyone that is not a native English speaker,
so
here's the difference.
Right here in this statement is actually exactly what tells him. This is what gets him out of hot water.
You think so?
Yes, because when directly asked by the indie devs representation, he said, "Oh, I'm not that guy. I'm not a lawyer." So Kronos clearly stated that he wasn't a lawyer when it was requested that he identify himself as representation or not.
Oh, yeah, fair enough. But that'll basically get rid of his kind of like big deal and all of that. Still doesn't look good, I will say, chat. It is definitely not a good look to sheepishly have to admit, oh, I'm actually not a lawyer.
primary difference between an attorney and a lawyer is that an attorney is licensed to practice law and represent clients in court, while a lawyer has completed law school but may not be licensed to practice law. All attorneys are lawyers, but not all lawyers are attorneys. So yeah, once again, another case of pirate software twisting the truth to fit his narrative. Anyway, so this Kronos guy was really shitting his pants when confronted by a real man of the law, and he kept trying to downplay the situation by saying that the matter was resolved. But Brandon's attorney wasn't having any of that bullshit, and he threatened to sue their asses for damages, which ended up with Pirate Software and his buddy backing down in this whole situation. Anyway, so the pro bono attorney that goes by the name of Mario Kirame gave his opinion on this whole situation.
In this case, they issued a DMCA takedown. And you had a view that was critical of JTH for the Dire Mall poll. And I told you, look, I don't think he was that unreasonable in the Dire Mall poll. This is a little bit cheeky between us. But I also said I like JTH, like I like his material, and maybe you're a little more critical of him than I am. Fair?
I honestly I didn't know that much about it. I just grabbed what I saw the clip. I thought it was funny. Other than that, like the only thing I've seen about JTH or Thor was YouTube shorts. And, you know, I thought it was cool that, you know, what he's doing for games or getting people into indie games and stuff. Just because I necessarily like the person doesn't mean I'm not going to put them in my game, or, you know what I mean? So if, you know, they just had like a funny moment or, you know, just a L take, then I'm going to put.
I think that's kind of really sad because this guy didn't even hate Jason. And like, he was just like, oh, this guy had a silly little moment. I decided to put it. I think that's the saddest part is he probably liked Pirate Software. Maybe, I don't know, his opinion may have soured, but he probably liked Pirate Software and still put him in there. And I think that's probably the most depressing part is that it could have been a fan. Oh my gosh.
Put him in there. That's pretty much it. But I didn't necessarily have a critical view of him though.
By the way, you're hearing a child from the developer.
In perspective, this situation with the DMCA shit started only because Mr. Ferrentino used a few snippets of Thor's voice for a parody character. So it's not even like he was being defamatory or criticizing Jason in some extreme way. So it's insane that he went to such lengths in order to silence criticism. Anyway, so then Mario would go on to explain that according to what he believed was an unlawful DMCA takedown, he would demand for Jason to take the DMCA back or else he would get his ass countersued.
In the letter we say, look, you got to withdraw your DMCA takedown in 24 hours, or there's going to be a problem. And I said, first I said it because so that way we can talk about it. Because right now, as soon as you do a DMCA takedown, it causes a person harm immediately. So it's ripe for abuse. It's a very powerful instrument because you can get someone's stuff taken off the internet. Normally, we would call that kind of thing a prior restraint or a kind of censorship because it's pursuant to U.S. law. It's a kind of government state action, and it's like a kind of censorship. That's another reason why the First Amendment gets involved. So I explained to JTH then that if he doesn't do that, then I believe he's going to be liable under a particular provision of the DMCA that allows someone to say, hey, you did that wrong, and we're going to collect, you hurt my guy, you hurt my client, and we can collect damages for it.
Absolutely owned. And not only that, but also he would then comment on this Kronos guy.
So there was part of the thing that made me upset was that when JTH said, you know, he had a lawyer, an actual copyright lawyer. I then looked at your discussions with this fellow, and he was behaving in a way a lawyer should not. An attorney in the United States should not behave. So I can't, as a lawyer, we're restricted in terms of our ability to speak to people who are non-lawyers if we know they have a lawyer. So I believed, because of what he said in stream, he had a lawyer. So I approached this fellow myself, and I've given you the chat logs of that.
Okay, so real quick, what that is, it is lawyers have to be careful about reaching out to people who they know have representation. Otherwise, you could be seen as a lawyer who is scalping a client from another lawyer. But the thing is there are state bar association rules that specifically prevent lawyers from contacting people who have known representation.
Well, couldn't it also be like a potential issue because a lawyer could potentially use information from somebody that has counsel to, like, it's basically going around the other lawyer when that's not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to go through the lawyer because the lawyer is the learned one. The lawyer is the one that is the spokesperson on behalf of the person that hired them. And so
there is a multitude of different things that justify the State Bar Association having these rules in place about lawyers contacting people who reasonably already have representation, because it will get way too messy otherwise.
I agree. Conflict of interest, maybe a little bit, but yeah, it's just one of those things where it's a bad idea to reach out to the client if you know they have representation. If they don't have representation, that might be a little bit different, but if you know they have a lawyer, it sounds like you need to make a good faith approach to find and contact that lawyer instead, so that you can conduct business with them. Basically.
And here's another thing I would say. If you're trying to reach out to somebody in a legal capacity, the first thing out of your mouth is asking them for their legal representative's information.
Pretty much.
So say that I wanted to reach out to Earth Updates, you know. I would ask him I would reach out and then I would ask immediately for his lawyer's information. I would not ask for his information.
Mm-hmm. Well, there you go. From a government perspective, yes. Anyway, let's move on. We're about halfway through the video here.
You can share if you want. But I approached this fellow who I believed was the lawyer, Kronos, and said, hey, so where do I send this correspondence? I have legal correspondence. I need to send legal mail to your client, who I believe was his client at the time. The gentleman immediately identified that he was not an attorney. And I said, oh, because in the US, lawyer and attorney are basically synonymous. If I say I'm a lawyer and I'm not admitted to practice law, that's bizarre, and that can get me in big trouble.
Absolutely clown, both of them fools. Anyway, so this situation has been really detrimental to Pirate Software's image, because now everyone sees him for what he really is, and second, this is also taking a toll on his numbers, because
that's kind of not, no. In the United States, lawyer and attorney are not synonymous of each other. And again, because I reacted to this specific interview on my stream, and I will say that he's pushing perhaps a little too hard, because one, the DMCA takedown was reversed within 24 hours. There was very little damages that were actually incurred. And when you asked for legal correspondence, Kronos immediately identified himself as not being a lawyer. So that's Kronos covering his ass there. There's not really a whole lot you could go after him.
Pretty much.
Reasonably speaking.
No, yeah, and I do think it is kind of important to say, chat, like, the DMCA was reversed very quickly. Like, it was under 24, I think it was under 10 hours, if I'm going to be honest with you. And so because it was reversed so quickly, like, for the most part, it's done and dusted. They are, you technically, under the law, they could, like, the game developer could seek damages for that if he had paid for representation. But at that point, if you really want to go after an 8-hour to a 10-hour, like less than a day's worth of a DMCA, you're probably going to get laughed out of the courtroom.
I will say that as a lawyer, he knows that words are important. And in the United States, lawyer and attorney are not used synonymously, just like the term pledge and donation are not used synonymously. Okay? And I would actually expect this lawyer to make that distinction more so than the average person.
Probably. No, yeah, I get what you mean. I get what you mean. Anyway, let's continue here.
As they have been dropping like crazy, and the funniest part is that he hasn't learned anything from all of this, and he keeps behaving like a total jerk.
Actually insane people on the internet.
Oh, really quickly, chat, before we continue on with this video here, I did want to bring up, because like that was the DMCA issue. We're moving on to now some more general criticisms of Pirate Software. However, before we move on, I want to show you all another video that again shows the hypocrisy of Pirate Software. This comes from him himself. So I am going to make sure to pause multiple times so that it is within fair use. Okay? Fair use here. Open for criticism. All right, we're going to put your video up in the corner here. This is a 3-minute video from himself.
We actually haven't seen this before, but basically what happened was somebody did some copyright strikes against Iron Mouse's.
Oh. What is it doing? There it goes.
They did DMCAs. The problem with this is, in order to refute a copyright strike, you have to give your personally identifiable information.
Dude, Thor really doesn't want you to expose him.
Pretty much. But anyway, so what this is, chat, is he is going over the issue that happened with Iron Mouse. And for very, very brief understanding, what happened with Iron Mouse is a copyright troll went in and did a whole bunch of her VODs and copyrighted all of them to the point where her channel was going to be deleted. And she could not counter it because it would reveal...
No, this was not a copyright troll. This was somebody who is maliciously using DMCA to force Iron Mouse to reveal her personal information to them, because VShojo actually tried to use their information to challenge and refute the DMCA takedown, and that wasn't enough, and YouTube tried to continue to push for Iron Mouse's information because it was Iron Mouse's channel. Luckily, it ended up being resolved, but this was not just some copyright troll. This was somebody who had malicious intent.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, it's fair enough. But like, it was somebody that like did as much damage as they could to her to try and get her personal information, and it only ended after YouTube basically turned around and relented on it. And this is him commenting on that about the importance of why proper DMCA is necessary and why you shouldn't mess with it.
This includes your name, address, phone number, so on and so forth. This is part of the DMCA process. It's not a YouTube demand. This is a part of DMCA demand. This person was doing this to try and dox Iron Mouse. That's the reason they were doing it. So Iron Mouse couldn't send the information, which means she got all the strikes, channel got taken down. Horrible, horrible behavior. YouTube got enough pressure from the public that they said,
horrible behavior.
Hey, this is bullshit, and they brought the VOD channel and the main channel back up. So I'm really glad that that happened, but it shows you if Iron Mouse did not have the large community that she does, this would have been very different. And I think this is a very clear pathway for abuse on a platform like YouTube, and it needs to be resolved in some way. Because this could be used against smaller creators that don't have that kind of a platform, and there's nothing anyone would...
Smaller creators, chat. Isn't that crazy to think about?
Be able to save them. And I think that's not great. I think that's a really big problem. So yeah, no, it's not good, dude. But thankfully, in this case, it got resolved. But like, damn, that's not great. Fake DMCA takedowns need to be prosecuted as fraud. They're supposed to be able to be. That's illegal. Not supposed to do that. Can't you just use an LLC? Not everybody...
I'm glad that he recognizes that false DMCAs are should be considered fraud. I'm glad that he recognizes that.
That's what's so funny about this is his hypocrisy and his knowledge about DMCA is that's what makes this particularly egregious on behalf of Thor Spark.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just hilarious.
For that reason, right now.
Temp, are you still alive? I think Temp is dead.
A lot of people realize you got to set up like a shell company to deal with that shit. And I think that's important to understand. Yeah, the DMCA dispute shares the information with both sides. Bingo. But the attacker could put in fake information, which is like, what the hell, man? Are you safe from such things? No. But we also have a company in the way. Like, if somebody DMCA'd me, I'd be like, all right, let's fight. We've done it before. Did you know we actually got a fake DMCA claim one time? Did you know that? It was 300 attacks on the channel. Long time ago. We were much smaller. Basically, we use all of our own music. So our music is made in-house. And this is made with samples from a company that is based out of the UK. And those samples are like instrument noises, things like that, so that we can go and arrange that into the music that we have. We paid for these samples. We paid for a license.
Honestly,
to those
I'm
samples
not
so that we
entirely certain, Sweden. In fact, it didn't make a whole lot of sense to me why that happened, because it is actually, it's something that I would advise people to do, is provide the personal information of your lawyer or the LLC that you've set up or a sole proprietorship, something. VShojo had all these systems in place. And for some reason, even though YouTube decided to honor it, YouTube initially was prepared to deny that as acceptable information, even though it was. And I could not answer why that happened.
No, yeah, it is very bewildering in my personal opinion, because especially for a company as big as VShojo. It was like literally down to the wire when things finally got reversed. And I think that might be scarier to me than anything else, is that YouTube until the last moment said no. So but yeah, so like the last bit of this chat here, we don't really need to watch the rest of it.
More and more, there has had to be lawyers have to be involved with YouTubers trying to get their channels back or trying to get things resolved. Look at what happened with Bungo Taiga. Look at what happened with Fifi. I mean, I can't tell you. I have had to actually send people firms that specialize in content creation and social media lawyers, right? Like I've sent them this information going, look, I know a little bit about the area of law you want about, but you need a specialist. And I'm surprised to see now that there are attorneys that specialize in social media law.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things that is going to have to be, it is an industry that has to be built up, because if it doesn't, people are just going to keep getting abused, sadly. Welcome back, Tim, by the way.
Thank you.
But anyway, yeah, so the reason why I bring that up, chat, is just to show the hypocrisy that not only...
Ooh, Professional Gentleman actually just gave the best theory. With companies that usually own the channels, I don't think that's the case for Iron Mouse. So YouTube was being strict about dealing with the channel owner.
I see. Well, in that case, even still, like, if the lawyer is hired for you and hired for the company, I don't see why there should be an issue for that.
I agree, even still. And if they are legally representing you, and VShojo is Iron Mouse's legal representative, their legal department is anyway, YouTube should not have given any pushback for that.
I agree. It is an issue that is unfortunately something that YouTube needs to figure out, because it's getting worse, unfortunately. And I'm not quite sure what a solution for that would be, other than just have a real human get in there and deal with it. But anyway, all of that to basically say that Pirate Software knows, or at least he should know, what a fake DMCA is. He should know what the law is, because he gets up there and touts it. And again, like this is the sad, unfortunate truth, is either he knows the law, he's very knowledgeable of it, and he was being very malicious when he struck down that game dev's game, or he's an idiot that doesn't know anything about law, and when he made this video talking about DMCA, he was being an asshole that really just was reading what everybody else was saying and decided to explain it himself.
You know, I have kind of a strange take, but I think the answer is actually both.
You think both?
Because I think he knows just enough about the law to be stupid in regards to the handling of it.
Mm-hmm. No, fair enough. I could agree with that. Fair enough. I could agree with that. Really quickly, since we have
he is just smart enough to get himself into trouble.
Mm-hmm.
So he doesn't know enough to be competent, but he knows enough to get himself in a bad situation. I'll say that for monetization purposes.
Fair enough. We're going to take a moment, chat, here and read a couple supers here just to get them out of the way. Because I will make sure that I read all your stuff, because I am a dirty whore. Really quickly, Ike 13D, thank you for the 5. We're taking Canada and finally connecting Alaska to the rest of the states. After that, we'll take ocean to get Hawaii. Maybe we'll build a bridge to Hawaii. Maybe then it won't be so expensive for them to get milk. And then Sly, thank you for the 5. Hey, Night Crew, hope you have a good stream. I had to miss out because I have to sleep for work. VOD gang. Thank you, much appreciated. And then also Sly again 10 minutes later saying, also had to come back and say Eagles won. Eagles stopped the three-peat. And Kendrick called Drake a certified pedo on national TV, and it was hilarious. Okay, wait, what? Did a rapper call another rapper a pedophile on TV and I missed it? Did you guys hear anything about that?
No.
Wow.
It was the Kendrick Drake Lamar stuff with the song that he has with the bar says a minor in it. Oh God, what was it against?
It's okay if you don't know. I'm just surprised because I knew that there was a beef between the two, but like that is insane.
It was the diss track against Jesus. I literally just read it and I'm surprised that I don't remember the name.
Was Drake?
Drake.
Yeah.
Thank you, somebody or whoever said that. Yes, Drake.
Okay. I'll be honest with you, chat. I really don't care about rap music. I really just don't give a shit. But I knew that was something that happened, and oh gosh, my stream died there for a hot minute. That's weird. But like, that's crazy that it was on national television. That is, I don't know. Rappers can fight with each other. Anyway, let's get back to the pirate software drama here.
So I just banned and reported him.
Anyway, by the way, let's reverse this about 10 seconds.
He hasn't learned anything from all of this, and he keeps behaving like a total jerk.
Actually insane people on the internet. So I just banned and reported him. We've been doing bans across the Twitch channel. We've been doing batch reports up to Twitch. We've been taking all of this. We've been documenting all of the content creators that are egging it on. Like, all of that shit is documented and reported. And that's it. Hope it was worth it.
Yeah, by the way, this dude supposedly banned over 30,000 accounts already as a direct consequence of the whole roach drama.
Now,
it's absolutely ridiculous. Anyway,
like a claim, but a statement like that would indicate that he is actually vindictive enough to file these harassment reports himself.
You think so? You know, now that you mention it, I think I can agree with you on that one.
Yeah, because he just said on stream that he's collected all of this data and he's batch reporting these content creators to Twitch. So if he's actually doing that, then that would indicate that he is vindictive enough to do this. Now, he could just be talking shit, but the words speak to his personality and how he would handle a situation if he had the resources. So now that after I heard that clip, I am a little bit more skeptical on him being the one behind these false strikes on YouTubers critiquing him.
Mm-hmm. It's like it's like we don't have a need for definitive proof, but because he is saying this information, it does raise red flags to me. And I am more willing to believe it because of that, if that makes sense.
Anyway, here's another clip when a chatter makes a joke about his unfinished and buggy game, and he ended up banning them.
No Man's Sky is still buggy as hell. That's neither here nor there. Like, the features that they claimed were in the game.
As a side note, him dissing on No Man's Sky, I do not appreciate. No Man's Sky is a fantastic game.
No Man's Sky is a good game?
Is a fantastic game that not only gets updates for free, they have never asked for more money. And I know that he hasn't either, but I think it's kind of dumb that he's saying that.
The fact that there is an active meme where it's like every time that there's a new update for No Man's Sky, people are like, well, let me pay you money. No.
Mm-hmm. And I think what's funny is he's saying all this shit about No Man's Sky. As far as I know, his game is not even done yet. Like, his game was started like in 2016 or 2017, I believe. And it's not done yet. It's 2025 and his game isn't done yet. So it's just like, yeah, No Man's Sky is a little bit buggy sometimes still, but their game is done.
Mm-hmm.
And you're sitting online playing video games and getting in trouble all day. All right, can you like finish your game? All right, I know you run an LLC and you've got multiple employees and all that shit, but your game has got to get out there, man. Throw it out there before Twitch decides to say that your game hasn't before Twitch says that your game is never coming out, or not Twitch, Steam, because now Steam will tell you if a game that is in beta, it hasn't had updates in a while.
Yep.
So come on, Thor, finish your fucking game. Don't be like Yandere Dev, who has also spent over a decade making his game.
When it launched, we're not there, and I don't trust them, so I need to see that, right? Just like your game, we have an update coming out tomorrow. You would know that if you weren't just a shit stirrer from Reddit and actually played the video game. So take your account that you made, what is that, 3 days ago? 4 days ago?
Yeah.
And get banned on it.
Oh, man, this is a wounded eagle.
It
This
is
guy
very-
is fragile, man.
Oh yeah, very much so. Very, very much so. And I think this is the part, chat, Like, unfortunately, chat, this is the point that we've reached where you are, if he does not reel in really quickly, again, this is my appeal to you, Jason. Reel this in right now, all right? People are going to be shit stirs. People are going to come from quote-unquote Reddit. People are going to make fun of you. If you do not reel in your response right now, it is over for you, period. Sorry, go ahead.
To be fair, ironically, I think it's mildly interesting that I think, now don't quote me on this, but he has actually been okay with the moderation for Helldivers.
Okay.
The whole, this game, like the Reddit mods on their Discord.
Mm-hmm.
So it's funny him going after people shit talking on Reddit when he's okay with Reddit.
That is pretty funny, actually, now that you mention it. Anyway.
But again, I'm not saying
Yeah,
I'm correct.
He's
but...
definitely a frequenter of Reddit.
Yep, he is.
But like you said, he's probably very selective in terms of what he condemns on the site and what he praises and relies on, which is just, dude, come on, man.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Like, this is some ordinary gamer shit who threw Nux under the bus over what a bunch of people on Reddit said.
Right. He hates Helldivers because of the country bands. I mean, that is a decent reason to hate it.
I mean, that's a good reason to hate that, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, let's continue on here.
Very cool.
By the way, chat, this isn't the only time that we're going to see that.
And like always, instead of laughing it off or just ignoring that guy, he doubled down.
Think my guy's toxic? No, we have a concentrated effort for people to come in here and cause problems and shit stir, and we're banning them. And they're all new accounts, which is exactly what yours was, because it was made on January 18th, 2025. And that was your first message in the chat. Banned. So, pretty easy to identify.
What an arrogant fool. And it's really funny to see how every time he tries defending himself from the trolls, he just makes things even worse, like here when he accuses people of coming after him only for what they read on...
And this is going to be like a massive thing for me to say, but chat, do you want to know the best way to deal with trolls? Ignore them, all right?
Yep.
If somebody comes into my chat and decides to say something, because it happens occasionally, I don't even acknowledge their existence. They either get banned or timed out, and I won't even say their name. Because all they want is for you to say their name and give them a reaction. As long as you don't do that, they literally will lose interest in you almost immediately. That is how it works.
Chat, I will say this is why at the beginning of my stream, admittedly it was on the previous stream before it crashed.
If you ignore them or you play into the troll, right? If you don't react with like a negative reaction, like if it's a positive reaction, like someone's like, what is this, AI? I'm like, yes, I am AI, and I'm here to destroy all your bases. They're not getting the same reaction that they wanted to get, and they're going to lose interest just as quickly.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like at the beginning of my stream, I had someone who came in here and was like, hey, why are you covering pirate software? This gets over, get lost. And I'm like, that's why I didn't respond to that, because it's funny.
Because I want to, bitch.
Yeah, because I want to. I'm sorry I'm producing content, but that's why I think it's just some like pirate software sympathizer.
I would respond with the get last part. I'm like, get lost? Get lost? I'm already lost. I haven't been found for fucking years, man.
Real quick, chat, off topic, because I know I'm playing a game and Occo is doing commentary stuff. But you'll notice the difference in my gameplay when it's just from Great Sword to Switch Axe. That's it.
Oh, you're playing
Monster Hunter.
Yeah, they have the demo out right now. That's fun.
No, I'm not playing. I'm playing Rise.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Because I know Rise will not. It's a Switch game on PC. My computer can handle it while streaming.
Fair enough. Anyway, let's move ahead.
Reddit.
Your community is made of yes men that don't think for themselves. I mean, no, they're not. There's a lot of people that will disagree with me in the community. We argue about shit all the time.
So sorry. One more final thing. DFET said, speaking of Reddit from earlier, did y'all hear about the mods of Lords of the Fallen has been the game creator? Are you talking about the game creator who made this game that we're talking about?
Yes.
No.
No.
Well, no.
Not,
so Lords of the Fallen real quick, is a kind of like pseudo Souls-like. It is like kind of the same style of like Dark Souls, but it's made by a different dev team. And recently, the dev team or the CEO for that company came out and was like, "Okay, well here's a Twitter poll. Tell us which kind of gender you prefer," because they had type A and B, appearance A and B, or male and female. And a lot of people basically unanimously voted male and female. So they came out and said, "Okay, so we're just make all of our games male and female, and nothing you can do about it. Expect an update soon." And now everyone hates him, like the left side of gaming, the woke people hate him for that because he's not allowing them to push their trans identity because male and female.
Right.
So Reddit banned him from the game's own subreddit.
That is kind of funny. Not funny for him. I think that's kind of gay that they do that, but it's just kind of funny that people get that upset.
This is why I bought Lords of the Fallen. People should be buying Lords of the Fallen to show this is good.
Yeah, I agree. Based around 80%? Yes, around 80%. Pretty much. All right, let's continue.
The difference is most of the people that are here do something called trusting but verifying. Instead of just believing whatever they just read on Reddit out of hand and then running into here and screaming about it like children shitting on the ceiling, they actually go, "Is this true?" And that's the critical step that's missing for people like you. And that's sad.
I mean, I cannot speak for everyone, but I didn't need to go on Reddit a single time to see the kind of person this dude is. Most of the shit I've seen from him comes directly.
I will say, most of the stuff I've seen about Pirate Software has not been from Reddit. It has been from his own mouth. My opinions on Pirate Software have been from him and how he has spoken and how he has chosen to conduct himself. He is the reason why I hate him.
I will say this, too. It's really funny for him to say trust, but verify when he trusted whoever told him that Steam had released a version of this game that had its voice clips on it, you know? Bro, you're not living by your own motto there.
No, he definitely doesn't. Definitely does not. Because if he does, he would not be in this situation. Period.
From his own streams or his tweets. Anyway, here we can see Jason getting mad because someone called him a cheater.
Is it true you cheated in your speedruns? You mean because people saw me look at my phone? You know I have 3 monitors, right? If I wanted to cheat during a playthrough of a puzzle game, I would just look at another monitor.
Again, this is one of those situations where it's just like, bro.
Oh, he's so mad.
Yeah,
he's so angry.
Like, legitimately, chat, that's one of those situations where it's like, okay, that does not matter. People saying that you're cheating because you look at your phone, those people are bottom feeders that are looking to piss you off. And guess what? They won. You lost. You gave them exactly what they wanted, and they are going to continue to do it. So if he says that he's banned 30,000, I believe it. He probably has banned close to 30,000 people. But it's because they know now how to get under your skin, and they're going to do it until you quit. Because it is a game for them, and they have nothing but time. So you've already lost, in my personal opinion. You can't continue on because you gave them the keys to the kingdom, and they're going to use them.
Insane people.
Dude, why does this guy can't just ignore those comments? Bro is a professional streamer and doesn't know how to deal with people trolling? That's actually crazy. Also, the fact that every time he gets criticism, he immediately tags the person as some insane Redditor and proceeds to ban them is just so funny, dude.
Why are you so much more angry these days? You would be too if you had 30,000 people from Reddit all showing up saying the exact same phrase over and over again and getting banned on hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of different accounts. Force him to be irritated when it's just yet another Redditor coming in and saying the exact same phrase that he copy-pasted and didn't come up with himself, asking for the exact same information over and over again, and we have to constantly ban them. We've been doing it for about 15 days now. There have been about 30,000 bans from this.
I'd like to see that number, honestly. I mean, I believe it, but that's a lot.
So yeah, of course I'll be irritated about that. Anyone would be. And to think that you wouldn't be is insane, to be honest with you. Yeah, someone is out for a pirate caravan? Cool. So soft, so banned.
I guess I'm fucking crazy.
That's exactly
because
the
the
kind
nice
of person
thing
I don't
about
want
things that are happening on the internet
if you don't understand,
is I can shift my body weight to the left, stand up, and walk away.
Mm-hmm. It's like, it's just a game. Why do you have to be mad? Why do you have to be mad? Pirate Software, you literally can ignore these people. The fact, again, this just really shows that, like, it bothers him so supremely. And that's honestly the thing that's the saddest. That you have a man with such high pedigree, assumed pedigree here at this point, and such, like, the amount of people that actually love this man is so high, yet this is what bothers him. He instead is so focused on the people that bother him rather than the people that love him. It's so sad. Really, really sad.
Hear me out. What if he's ego clip farming?
I don't think so. I think
mean, he could be, though.
I don't think so, personally. If so, like, this is a bad way of getting attention, personally, in my personal opinion. Because there's really only one Darkside Phil, and I don't even think Darkside Phil does it intentionally. I think Darkside Phil is just Darkside Phil. But that is, in my personal opinion, I don't think that that's the case. Like, legitimately, I think that he is reacting very violently to actions that are being taken against him, and he does not know how to handle it. For all of his smarts that he supposedly has, he does not know how to handle random people on the internet coming in and pointing fingers and laughing at him. And that is probably the most depressing part about this, is that he just does not know how to cope.
Giving someone criticism and just shit-stirring, you shouldn't be
I would say
here.
he's reacting
fine.
poorly. I would not say reacting violently, only because, like, in my mind, I'm just imagining him like having a seizure and foaming at the mouth in response to these things, and that's a violent reaction, you know.
Fair enough. But no, like legitimately, there are ways to respond to this. Again, I think partially, because, like, Jen, I'm definitely not a normal content creator on the internet. I use a voice changer. I use a female model. You know, who cares? Some people probably do. Some people think that is a wild thing that they need to make fun of. And guess what? I don't care. I legitimately just mute them and move on, and I don't acknowledge their existence.
Yep.
Is it a God complex? I don't know. I legitimately just don't get it.
Look, people who make fun of your voice or the model that you use or even your appearance, if you're a flesh tuber, they don't have anything. If the insults or criticism that you are getting is actually weighted in the substance of your actions or character as a person, that's worth looking at. If someone calls me ugly or says that I'm AI or says that I'm using a voice changer, it's whatever. It's low-hanging fruit. But if someone like writes a dissertation in response to the dumbass take I made and doubled down on, well, I better look at my priorities.
Pretty much. Like, literally pretty much. I wonder how long he'd last in a 2010 COD lobby. I have no idea. All I know is that he's played a lot of Second Life as a ferret. And that's about all I really want to talk about when it comes to that.
With getting rid of you. Always will be.
I mean, bro really needs to cut down his Reddit time. What kind of degenerate spends that much time on Reddit anyway? And we know for a fact he does, because he has been caught a couple of times answering to hate comments there. Anyway, yet another recent display of Pirate Software being a big whiny baby would come when some streamer that goes by the name of Peekaboo decided to wear a roach suit on his stream.
That's it. If shit gets bad, can I run back in or no? Guys,
Admittedly, this is a funny joke.
You can see me, bro? Looking good, Pika. Looking good.
Oh, I like that outfit. Anyway, so this little prank would result in that guy getting permaban from Pirate Software's chat.
Dude, that is so sus. Guys, look at this picture, by the way. Someone linked this to me earlier. Peekaboo IRL has been permanently banned in Pirate Software's chat. Do you see that?
So this streamer gets banned in his chat because he wears a roach uniform.
Took a picture of me getting perma-banned
I think
in
that's what
Pirate's
got me.
chat. I don't know why I got banned.
Like, as in, took you back the most?
Like, he's done a lot of really bad stuff, but this guy wasn't even going out of his way to mess with him.
No. Not at all.
He's just wearing a roach suit.
Oh, yeah. Again, it's the very thin-skinned action that shows that everything gets to him. And like, chat, I'm gonna say this right now. You should not bother Pirate Software. You should not
Professional gentleman with the 5. Oh no, male on stream.
Yeah, pretty much. But like, chat, I'm gonna say this right now, and I think that this is a very important thing to say. You should not bother Pirate Software. You should not try to troll Pirate Software. You should go, if you enjoy him, you should go and watch his streams if you really want to. However, all right, don't make fun of him, because like, it is very obvious, and I say this with the most love and care in the world. It is very obvious that he is very deeply disturbed by people that troll him. And if I were a lesser man, that is definitely an attack vector that I would use. Thank God I am not a lesser man that would use that against him. But it is very obvious that he is showing the world how vulnerable he is as an individual.
God, I'm sorry. I'm loving your choice of words right now, MommaOcco, because you just said deeply disturbed, and I just imagined him awake in the middle of night, under the covers, eyes wide awake, bloodshot, as he stares at the ceiling, and the comments in his chat just swirl around his mind like a hallucination.
That is what I imagine.
He's
Yeah,
deeply disturbed.
he is deeply disturbed. Yeah.
Sorry, I imagine I'm going through what Ava just said, and I'm thinking, you've heard of counting sheep, but does he count the people he's banned?
No, that's how I see him, unfortunately. That is how I see Pirate Software.
He counts, instead of counting sheep, he counts haters.
Yes.
Pretty much. He's trolling himself. I guess that's the way you can say it, yeah.
I don't know what happened. I was a pirate defender, okay? I said I was actually on his side. And then it's a legitimate ban.
Then Jason Crybaby Hall would say this about that situation.
Why did you block Pico? Because the moment that he put on a roach costume, there was 1 million people from his community that came over here and acted like dog shit. So I just blocked him and his community and everybody who came over here and was chat hopping. I don't know if he was doing it intentionally or not. I don't really care. It's just
I want to
a lot of
know
chat hopping bullshit within the World of Warcraft community.
Oh dear God! Wow.
So his reasoning.
This guy is just—he has a more fragile ego than Cusco from an Emperor's New Groove.
No, yeah, like legitimately, it's not like. And by the way, chat.
I want to know what he means by they were saying shit. Okay, but what do you deem like?
Because he doesn't say, we will probably never know. But
exactly, that's what I'm saying. Is like, what is your, or what is his like criteria for they're saying shit I don't approve of, or is he saying that to cover his ass when it could very well be as simple as this guy was wearing a roach suit, so I'm banning him and his entire community because the streamer was wearing a roach suit.
And
you know what? Because you actually know what Thor needs. Thor needs an extremely high dose of mushrooms or LSD so he can go through ego death.
We don't
and
advocate
realize that he's not nearly as important as he perceives himself to be.
We don't advocate for drug use on stream, YouTube. Obviously, that was a joke in Minecraft. But
yep, we don't.
I do believe that Thor needs to like take a step back, and critically evaluate. Because in my personal opinion,
no, I'm talking about an Undertale.
Oh, yeah. Exactly. Or in Heartbound. Yeah. In Heartbound, he needs to evaluate. But, like, in all seriousness, chat, I believe 100% that he is lying right here. He banned this guy because this guy put on a roach outfit and he thought it was a personal slight against him. He will never admit that because that is his... He is egotistical enough to not admit that because he knows how bad of a look that will be to him. I do not believe for a second that it is because this guy had a community that came over. Now, it is possible that there was probably a contributing factor, that there were some people from this guy's community that came over that probably were mean to him. Sure, fine, whatever. But I do not believe for a second that is the biggest factor in this. I do not at all. I think that he is a liar, and I think that he is just so thin-skinned that he doesn't know how to deal with it. And so that is why things happen the way they did. And again, it's just really unfortunate because here's what's going to happen now. He is going to critically look at every single content creator that is around him. And if any content creator wears a roach outfit, I bet you he's banned MommaOcco.
Yeah, or Asmongold because he had a roach crawl on him.
I bet you he's banned MommaOcco.
I'm gonna let you know right now that this is somebody. Look, this is actually somebody who has behaved this way for years. This is how he behaved when he was a producer in Blizzard. This is how he produced coming up in the industry. And he is just applying this behavior in terms of his professional career to other content creators and stuff like that. I guarantee you, he, especially with him having worked in moderation and stuff, he has iced other employees and other people he doesn't like or who don't have a favorable view of him just like instantly, like that Stan American Dad where he snaps his fingers and goes gone. I feel like Thor has had a long period of time where he's been able to snap his fingers and ignore a person like that he thinks he can do it in this context, which is not going to be as easy for him.
No, I 100% agree with you with that. And I think that's what the saddest part for me is this is the, like when people were talking about Ricada and saying is what the real Ricada is, this chat is the real Jason Thor Hall. This is pirate software. It isn't the guy that can get on camera and can give you like 60-second advice.
Let's all honestly be thankful that he's not just doing lines of cocaine and somehow creating an environment that allowed his 9-year-old daughter to test positive for cocaine in the parts of 5,000 parts per million.
Oh yeah, obviously.
Which is like in an adult heavy habitual user.
Yeah. That's not what I meant. What I mean is like we are seeing the real Jason Thor Hall. We are seeing who the actual man behind the screen is, because what we see in and this is obviously something that I think a lot of people already knew, is that there is a man behind the screen. This is the man behind the screen. The man behind the screen that is a thin-skinned individual that can't take criticism and will lash out at people whenever that criticism is levied.
He should have just stuck to releasing shorts. Because the second he switched to long form streams and just having all of his VODs out and stuff, because he said, oh, we stopped uploading VODs because of this reason. I think you stopped uploading VODs for a much more specific reason. Because you in a unfiltered context, say some shit you probably shouldn't.
Oh, I agree. I agree. Tim, did you want to say something about that?
No, I'm just agreeing.
Fair enough. But yeah, that I do believe that, chat, this is the real him. And now that it is outside of the box, now that it is out there for everybody to see, it is not going away again. It will stay out there forever. And there is nothing that you can do to put it back in, because people are not going to see him the same way again. He's still going to have his fans. He's going to have a lot of people that will still love and enjoy him and provide for him and give him money. But he is, for a lot of the greater public, be coming out as the real him, and it is going to get worse and worse for him moving forward. And I mean, like, it was already bad enough when he gave his horrible opinion on the video game debate, the video game preservation. It was already bad when he ran away from his team in WoW, and it is bad now when his reaction to all of this is this. This right here is cementing that everybody knows how to get under his skin. And I think that is probably the most sad and depressing part. Anyway, we were at 16:11. We've got about 5 to 6 minutes left.
And I think it's awful. So anytime anybody's community is coming over and doing that, I just block them and all of their community that comes over. It's been going on for 20 days, and it's actually disgusting to watch. So might not have been their fault, but to be real with you, having chat hoppers coming over all the time is goddamn annoying. Yeah. So.
Wow,
And
so
then
you
he would
punish
give
an
his dumb point
entire
of-
group of people over the actions of a few. You know, if you were a nation at war, you would be responsible for and liable for a war crime.
That's funny. That's good to know. Yeah, that's good to know. Thank you for that.
View, explaining why instead of ignoring this whole
Just saying,
situation,
that's
he
a
just keeps
violation.
adding
If Thor was a nation and was conducting himself in that way as a nation at war, he would be in violation of the Geneva Convention.
Well, there you go, Thor. You might want to be careful there.
to the fire.
Just wondering, but why did Pika get permanned? So I ended up banning Pika and everybody in their community that comes over here and chat hops. There is an absolutely massive amount of people coming over from their community chat hopping and just posting like roach emotes from their shit. And it just became like, we've banned 30,000 people in 20 days, dude. And all of them are comments like Managem and Roach and shit.
That is like
pause.
That is like an average of 1,200 to 1,300 people banned every single day.
I would he has to be
and I know that his mods are not helping him.
I would love to see the receipts for that. That is quite a claim.
It
is
is.
a claim that is rooted in numbers. And here's the thing about numbers. Align with Statistics is a great book. I suggested everybody here read it.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, it's one of those things where he has repeated that number so many times that he firmly believes it. Because oh, go ahead.
If he had said, "Oh, we've banned like 5,000 people," well, that's a more realistic number. If they're talking about this specific streamers' viewers,
yeah,
I think 5,000 on the outside. I would say realistically,
that was some Trump level overstating numbers.
Exactly. Yeah. I think at most for like, unless it's a typical streamer like your Asmongold's, your Iron Mouses, etc., you're probably getting around maybe 1,000 views.
Mm-hmm.
Like active viewers, depending on like your popularity. So realistically, saying banning 2,000 to 3,000 people, probably accurate. Probably a little more accurate than 30,000.
I would say Asmongold and stuff. They actually get usually over 10,000 views. 10,000 CCV, I mean. But Pirate Thor, I've actually seen because I stream around, or I get ready for my stream around the same time he's streaming, at least on YouTube, and he gets a few hundred between Twitch and YouTube. We're talking far less viewers and active viewers than even some of the best streamers. So even if he was doing with those best streamers numbers, I still highly doubt that those big streamers would be able to ban 30,000 people in just a few days.
Yeah, exactly.
I agree. Really quickly, this is a bit of an aside here, a little bit of political news, but I wanted to bring this up because if this is actually true and it actually goes forward, I think this is kind of a big deal. Donald Trump is announcing that we're getting rid of pennies.
Pennies? What?
Yeah. So on Truth Social, Trump says, "Far too long the United States has minted pennies, which literally costs us more than 2 cents. This is so wasteful. I've instructed my Secretary of U.S. Treasury to stop producing new pennies. Let's rip the waste out of our great nation's budget, even if it is a penny at a time." So essentially...
Oh, yeah, I completely agree with that.
I do too.
We don't need to take pennies out of circulation, but we do not still need to be printing pennies every year. That's fucking insane.
I agree.
I agree.
I hope this leads to no more pennies. Chat. We can deal in 5s and 0s. Like, no more pennies. Pennies need to be gone forever. Get rid of them, period. I don't know. I just wanted to include that because I saw that while I was browsing, and I think that that's pretty damn important.
Did you know a gig job that I had done once? A couple had given me like 2 giant totes full of pennies, and they had asked me to, in my spare time, go through these pennies to determine from what mint they came from, what year they were, to see any like rare pennies,
really,
errors and stuff like that. It was the most annoying fucking side gig ever, and it took me like 6 months to sort through.
That is insane. Wow. I'm sorry that you had to do that. But with pennies, what could I put in my socks? Just put quarters in there. Quarters are just as fine. But no, yeah, get rid of pennies. I fucking hate pennies. Be perfect. It would adjust the pricing.
I'm sure every clerk in a store
put quarters or pennies in your socks. Put oranges, because oranges aren't going to leave bruises when you beat somebody over the head with it in Minecraft.
Exactly. Really quickly, Telora, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. I deeply appreciate that. Everybody who gets a membership, make sure you say thank you. Make sure you say thank you. Hey, even Azahara got one. That's awesome. Yeah, thank you so much for that. I deeply appreciate it. Anyway, let's continue.
And we're all sick of it. So I just banned the streamers. I banned the communities that are chat hopping. We're done with it. That's it. Like, and since there was an absolutely enormous amount of people coming over from there, that's why we did it, because they're just using like his emotes, which means they're subbed over there, and it's people from that core community. So of course I'm going to ban that. There's no reason not to, legitimately not. And it's just people spamming the shit out of our chat for 20 days. Doesn't that feed into me more? To be honest with you, I'd rather cut it off now so that it isn't a problem later.
This doesn't cut it off. It's going to make it worse.
Doing that stuff, just cut it off at the root, deal with the problem now, and not have an issue.
It's going to make it way worse.
I'm fine with that, to be real with you, because it's gross, dude. It's shitty behavior. Yeah, call that shit.
Why is it a problem?
If we have a
like, people call me a Keebler elf all the time. It annoys me. I'm not going to ban every person who calls me a Keebler elf.
I mean, like, if they're hyper annoying, potentially. But yeah, it's just like all this is doing, and like he's saying that it's cutting off the meme before it gets worse. No, this is cementing the meme because it's inducing the Streisand effect. The moment that you the moment that you do this, you're telling people where to attack you.
This has made it officially the worst it could be.
Yeah. And I don't think he recognizes that at all.
Bunch of people that come over here that are chat hoppers, and then they join the community, then it's going to be a problem for other people if there's ever a problem in the future. And I don't want to have that. I don't want to have a community that's cultivated around chat hopping and treating other people like shit and doing that kind of stuff. So we just ban those people. I don't want them here. People are like, oh, the viewership is going down. Good. I don't want that kind of behavior. I don't want that kind of community here. And like, that's great, dude. Get rid of him. Fine with me.
What a guy, man. And I mean, he really did learn absolutely nothing out of...
Coolio System says social engineer, by the way. He is a social engineer. And this is actually him social engineering. He is wanting to cultivate the exact mindset and belief system of anyone who calls themselves a part of his community. He is literally socially engineering in this clip.
Mm-hmm. I didn't think about that. I need to build a wall around my chat. Ooh, and he'll make the other streamers pay for it.
This because he keeps being an absolute smug tool.
How do you manage combining gaming with the work you have? A method? Yeah, so I stream for 12 hours a day, 5 days a week. After the stream, I go and work on other stuff, usually to the tune of about 16 hours each day. Outside of that, on the 2 days I have off, which is Wednesday and Thursday, I do 3 hours of time for myself on those days, and the rest of the entirety of that 13 hours is spent working on things.
Wow. His
his work ethic is way more than me.
His day is like 31 hours, guys. Like, that's amazing.
I'm gonna be honest with you, chat. I know his problem. His problem is he streams way too fucking much.
Really, he does.
Way too fucking much. Like, broski. Streaming is fun.
Look, you know, I'm gonna say this right now. In my character's lore, I have literal time magic, and I could not stretch a single day into 31 hours the way he has. No, 'cause he's also adding like 3 or 4 hours on as well. Like, we haven't even finished the clip, Phoenix. That's the thing.
He's fomenting psychological reactants while he's at it, but hey, I don't know what that is, personally. So I can't agree or disagree. But, like, chat, here's the problem that he has. He is streaming way too much. Way too fucking much. Like, I know from personal experience, when after a stream reaches 4 to 5 hours, that's it. I can't go much longer. Unless I'm on a roll and people are very passionate in the chat, I can't really go much longer than that. That is way too long. So I don't know how he does this 5 to 6 days a week, 12 hours a day, and then he spends however many additional hours doing his work. I just don't see it.
No, actually, you know, it is funny. We didn't even think about the fact of he doesn't actually sleep. Because we haven't factored in sleep. The thing is, he doesn't sleep. He's Thor, the god of thunder.
Oh my gosh. Curse streams like 22 hours a week, and that's hellish pace as it is. Yeah, I mean, like, I stream a decent chunk a week. Like, I stream an average of 2 to 4 hours per stream, and I stream on Wednesdays, technically Thursdays, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So that is an average of, Yeah, about 20 extra hours a week. So like I have my full-time
stream
job.
2 hours a day, 5 days a week, and then an additional 3 hours, 7 days a week. So 5 days a week I am streaming 5 hours a day, and 2 days, the 2 remaining days I only stream 3 hours.
I have a nice rest. The brain. Have a nice rest of the stream. Need to go by. Thank you. Have a night, lazy. Sleep well. I'll make my brain work.
Oh, you're okay, Temp. You're very tired for today. But Charlie, all of this to say, like even if it's your full-time job, even if streaming is your full-time job, this is a thing for all streamers. I don't care. Like, if I reach the point where I can stream every single day for 12 hours a day, I'm not going to do that. I will probably, like, if I reach the point where streaming is my main job, I probably will stream every single day. Maybe. But streaming for 12 hours a day is very toxic to not just yourself, but to some of the people around you. Because you will start, like, I have noticed, I have to be very careful when it comes to streaming a lot, because I notice that if I just have a pure streaming mindset, I start wasting, or other things start to languish. And so I believe that like he is purely wasting his life away, and it's hurting him personally. It's not really good for your mental health personally.
Mm-hmm.
I hate you. No, I don't hate you.
Outside of that, so like not streaming.
I just think he needs to stop streaming so hard.
Look, let's just boil it down to this. Staring at a screen and sitting down for 12 hours a day, whether or not you're streaming, is extraordinarily unhealthy.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
That's it. Yeah. Any exercise to stay fit? I walk my dogs. That's about it. It seems too much work for you. Not for me. I prefer my life.
He walks for you. What the fuck? I'm so sorry, but his for you statement was so unnecessarily defensive.
Yep. It was. But
yeah,
that just seems to be the tone for him.
Mm-hmm. Just sitting that long is bad enough. I agree.
Yeah, it is.
What is this? Oh, wait. Here's another one of these weirdos. Let me see. Bro, you're playing games and making Game Maker games. Don't act like you work harder than even 1% of our population. I'm a CEO of a company with 17 employees. I work 16 hours a day. I have to manage all of those employees across all of the different states and countries that they live in to make sure that we are fully legally compliant across all of them. If you think that is not work in some way, you're insane. Yes. I'm also the director of strategy for Off-Brand Games as a side job. If you'd like to continue, we can keep having a conversation.
It's actually not, because all you do is you hire a lawyer whose job is to maintain that. You don't have to do that yourself, nor are you doing that yourself.
Okay, so Off-Brand Games, the only game they have on Steam that I'm seeing is Rivals of Aether 2.
Yeah.
Which, shocker, is a furry fighter game.
Wait, what happened to the original Rivals of Aether?
Not there anymore. Wait, no, wait. No, it's here. It's just not... It's... Oh, I see. So those are only published by Aether Studios. Rivals of Aether had Off-Brand Games as a publisher as well.
So what does he do all day?
They have a LinkedIn.
Am I supposed to be impressed by how many hours he works? 16 hours sounds miserable. That's not that's not impressive. Like, again, he streams for 12 hours a day.
A CEO of a company with 17 employees. I would say, you know what I would say? I would say if he said he handled the payroll of those 17 employees by himself, that would be enough work for one person. But I know he's not. Just like, this guy is this weird like martyr to game developers. Like, that's what he's presenting himself to be, and it's just it leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
Mm-hmm. I
would
agree.
not drink his blood.
Yeah.
About it, but I work my ass off, kid. Insane behavior.
Brother, dude, this guy is
Insane
unbelievable.
behavior.
Are we really witnessing the birth of a new Billy Mitchell? I guess only time will tell. In any case, it really seems that he is on his way to becoming one of the biggest lolcows of 2025. He really should stop engaging with the rage bait, because otherwise this is never going to die down. And I mean, the guy's not a horrible person. I heard that he pays his mods and offers health insurance, which is something that 99% of the streamers probably don't do. He also has donated to charity in the past, and I think he still does. And also, his unfinished game has regionalized prices, which is something that, again, not all developers do, so props to him for that. All in all, I don't think this guy is a bad person, but I think he's just way too incapable of handling situations like this, and he should straight up ignore all of this and let it die down, because by engaging all the time with the trolls and redditors, as he calls them, all he does is slowly walking the lolcow path. So yeah guys, that's pretty much it for today's video, so you know what to do. Subscribe, like, and comment.
Okay, that's pretty much it. But the guy pretty much sums up the video quite well. And I can definitely agree with the sentiment. Like, I do not think that he is a bad person. I think that he is choosing to walk down a path that will turn him into a bad person if he is not very careful. I think that he does a lot of good in his life, and he is squandering it by choosing to let what other people say dictate how he chooses to respond. And that is probably the worst thing that he could possibly do. And it does nothing but distracts from all of the other good shit that he actually does. So, Pyre Software, stop. Shut up and continue making your video game. It's like, shut up and code.
He's having a Grums moment. The only difference here is Grums is at least...
I don't think him and Grums like each other.
Public shitster. Right, but they're doing the same thing.
Didn't they? They both used to work for Blizzard,
They
didn't
both
they?
used to work for Blizzard, yes.
That's funny. That's really funny.
Noticing a trend, chat. Don't work for Blizzard.
Indeed. Well, just off principle, you shouldn't work for Blizzard. But that was that's pretty much Pyre Software. I don't know. Do you guys have any other comments that you want to leave about him at this point? Again, the other thing that you could potentially talk about is the no killing games thing. But I almost feel like that's a completely different stream if we actually wanted to study and look into that.
And that might be a more you stream.
Yeah, because we've been doing this for almost 3 hours already. And I feel like really there's not much else I can say.
I think that is too. We've already spoken on Thor's biggest flaws as a person, and all Stop Killing Games does is highlight some of that, like his appeal to authority fallacy, like his tendency to rely on that, and basically all we would be doing is reinforcing the clear character flaw. Excuse me, the clear character flaws that Thor has and that we've seen demonstrated over these last 3 hours.
No, I agree. I agree. So yeah, overall chat, if you want my final opinion on Jason Thor Hall, Pyre Software, whatever the fuck that other name was when he was a furry, the only thing I can think of is this man is walking a very fine line right now, and he is tripping way too much for my liking.
I'm gonna say this, Glums Adams. I am working on that, but I actually cannot flap my ears with any of my other faces.
Oh, that's pretty unfortunate. But yeah, I don't think he's a bad person. I think that if he doesn't stop, though, he is going to walk down a pathway that will hurt him. And that is not what you want to do as somebody like him. So get off of it. Get off of the bad path. But yeah, there you go. Here, chat. If you're interested, I am going to link in the chat the original video that we just watched. So there you go. You can go watch it if you'd like. Give it a like, comment, or something like that. There, it's all cool shit. But that is Pyre Software for tonight. We do have other things that we were going to talk about. I know that Temp had some other topics that he found that he was very interested in talking about. Ava, if you wanted to jump off at this point, because I know you said you wanted to go watch a movie with some of your fans, I will allow you to do so.
Yes, yes, I have a Atlantis watch along to do on the other platform. So, thank you guys, everybody, chat, Temp, Occo, for having me. You guys all have a lovely evening.
You too.
All right, bye bye.
Have a good night.
Okay. Before we continue on here, we're going to take a small break from stuff to double check and make sure that. Well, let me turn off the screen. There we go. And I'm going to check super chats really quickly here.
Okay.
We already did the memberships there. Professional Gentleman was already read. Super Iron Bob for 2 says you can just say things? Question mark? Yeah, sure. And that's it. Cool. Again, thank you everybody for being so generous tonight. The Grand Yippee Alliance will definitely be very happy with the Yippee Defense Force funds. They definitely are going to go buy some cookies with the money that you gave them tonight. So I'm sure that they'll be very happy with you. She's flapping off. Yes, she is. But anyway, Temp,
oh my god. Sorry, I just imagined Ava as Cream.
Oh, okay.
It took you a minute to realize what I meant.
I see.
Anyway, sorry. I'm in pain, I'm tired, and I will fully admit I had a gummy. Let's put it at that.
Shouldn't call him Thor and call him by his original online name. I'm going to call him both because I don't care. That's the best way for me to identify him.
It's easier for people to know him as Thor. Like that, because that's just like the name that he has made. That's him. The rabbit. Yes, Cream the rabbit from Sonic. Because Ava does the ear flapping flying thing. Or at least it appears like that. And Cream does that too. Although she does fly.
Anyway, what do you have for the rest of the night? Well, if you want to go to sleep, we can keep it quick. So
no, I'll be totally honest. I had coffee.
Oh, perfect.
Like I made myself a coffee right before stream. I'm good. And my stream died earlier, so I would like to get a little back on course.
Okay.
So PlayStation Network has been down for a few days.
It has. Chat, have you tried to play on PlayStation Network recently? I don't, because I don't own PlayStation Network because I think it's dumb.
Yeah, you don't.
But
you have a PS4, but you don't use it.
No, I just don't have a. I haven't decided to play Bloodborne yet. We'll get there eventually.
There are a few good PlayStation exclusives.
A few. Unfortunately, there's very few. Much less now.
Much less now. But chat, for those who have played PlayStation, hear me out.
It's up for me. Oh, maybe it's back up.
Oh, is it back up?
It
I
works
haven't seen
now?
anything about that.
Oh, people are saying it's back.
Cool, because I'm not seeing any confirmation of that. I'm just seeing, hey, they've confirmed the problem, but that doesn't mean it's up.
Well, there we go. So I've seen a lot of people saying it's up.
Awesome. So as far as exclusive chat, before we truly get into that, Ratchet and Clank and Infamous.
Okay. You're gonna have to like go through this here because I am unfamiliar.
No, you are perfectly fine. Let me bring it up. And I'm gonna actually close my game because I don't need my stream having a heart attack. Because I don't know if that was the cause, but when OBS died, so did Monster Hunter. So, yeah, PSN went down a few days ago. Here, chat. Let me do this. Let me bring this up. We're gonna look at this together, and I'm gonna stream this for Occo. Oh, I was like, why is that showing up? It's because of Ava.
Yes.
So I posted this yesterday around, I don't know, 11 a.m., almost 12 p.m. yesterday. And this is Niche Gamer saying PlayStation Network has been down for nearly 24 hours. And that was on 8th. So that would have been on the 7th that it went down. So Friday.
Okay.
And I think this is probably really interesting. This topic is actually more funny. Like it sucks, but it's up now, and that's what matters. This is actually according to Pirate Nation. Now, this was from yesterday at 10:40 p.m. or 10:40 a.m. Sorry. This is the second longest PlayStation Network outage of all time at over 18 hours. The first being 24 days back in 2011. I do remember that there was a time period in 2011 where PSN was down for almost a month.
Was it really that long?
Yeah.
Holy shit. Did they get DDoS again? I don't know what happened to them, honestly.
No. So here's really funny. And this just came up. This is what I'm talking about. PlayStation has confirmed the PSN outage was an operational issue. It means someone hit one too many buttons.
Really?
Which comes to the theory about why this happened at all. Because PlayStation basically confirmed that they were laying off a bunch of their employees from the US offices of PlayStation, the ones in California, laying off a whole bunch of people. Is it a coincidence that that happened and then this PlayStation outage?
So you think that
either they had a fumble in their employees or they had a disgruntled employee?
Excuse me. Interesting.
Again, they're not going to confirm that.
No,
but that
no.
is the running theory.
And you will never see them confirm something like that ever either.
No. But here's what's better. Existing PlayStation Plus users got 5 days of PS Plus in compensation, while non-PlayStation Plus users got nothing.
So they didn't compensate them at all?
No. So PS Plus, I'm sure you know exactly what PS Plus is basically like the Nintendo Switch Online or Xbox Live, or like it is the thing required to play the thing online.
Yeah.
Even though they made a boo-boo with the PlayStation Plus or PlayStation 5 Pro that is makes this even more of a scam.
Yeah, because how many days was it down again this time? Only a couple?
Only a couple.
Uh-huh.
But here's what's better. I've just tested it. You cannot pair a disk drive to a PS5 if PSN is down.
I saw that. Okay.
Given that my collection is physical, my PS5 Pro is effectively bricked until PSN is up again.
That is insane. So chat, what Temp is showing me is there is a picture of a man that has a disk drive that they are attached to their PS5, and it shows that because of the PSN being down, you can't access it. It is just refusing. And the only comment I have towards this is just PC, man. PC master race. Like, at least with a PC, I can attach a disk drive and it will work without an internet connection. But like, holy fuck, that is so incredibly cucked of people to be like, the fact that you cannot use it without internet. That is like absolutely horrible.
Chat, this is what we get for paying $800.
$800 and it requires an internet connection. Do you think that they specifically mention, because like I imagine there's some people that probably do have an internet connection and they may not always have access to it or may be unreliable. Imagine people that have a disk drive and it's just like, why isn't it working? Oh, the internet's not on right now. When will the internet? Well, it might be a little while. So I can't play video games unless the internet is on. Well, fuck me.
And they are, chat is correct. This issue actually also affects PCs if you're using a Microsoft account. So, word of advice, don't use a Microsoft account.
Yeah, this is why I refuse to use a Microsoft account. Like, you had my computer set up to like not use it like that.
Yeah, yours is using a local account. I made sure of that.
Yeah.
Never, ever, ever, ever use a Microsoft account.
No.
They are trying to force it on you. They're actually making it harder for you to go into the back end and remove the local account because they don't want people doing that because they want to be tracking what people do. So don't let them keep using your local accounts.
Mercenary for the 2. What was the Steam game you told me I need to buy? The shovel game. What was it called? I actually just finished it today.
That shovel game.
Not this one. A game about digging a hole. It's $5. It'll take you a couple hours to complete. It's pretty fun. I think you should, if you want a cool little TISM game, you should buy it.
Yeah, it is good. I need to turn off your stream because your thing is pitch white and that's blinding. Oh, why? I need to stop watching your stream. Hold on.
Yes,
there you go.
You should.
Because that's blinding.
I'm not streaming anything on it anyway.
Okay. So that's what that was. GameStop responded to this, and I made sure to grab an image just in case it was taken down. Because this really, and I prove, this is real. I can swear to God this is real. GameStop responded to Paul Tassi saying PSN is down, saying, bet you all want physical copies now.
Yeah, I saw that. They're just dancing all over them by... What's funny is I saw a reply to that picture where somebody actually went to their local GameStop and all that was inside their local GameStop was Funko Pops. And I'm just like,
yeah,
that's not a GameStop. That's
a toy store.
No, it's like that's a Spirit of Halloween right there. That's disguised as a GameStop.
Yeah. So, chat real quick. I'm noticing some like, hey, game on Steam. Monster Hunter games are on sale for a really good price. If you wanted that, there you go.
There you go.
I actually ended up buying Monster Hunter Stories for $15 today because I got it through the bundle. Anyway, now we did have some good stuff. I don't know if it's confirmed yet, but Bungie was talking about increasing the contest mode or having another contest mode weekend for the new dungeon because of the outage.
Third party chat, not actually Sony.
Yeah, this isn't Sony, this is Bungie. I mean, they're owned by Sony. But
Right. The point is like Sony is not the one making it right. Other companies are making it right.
Yeah. Bungie said they might have another contest mode weekend because there were some players who could not do the dungeon on contest mode because of this. Digital Extremes has increased the time to when Borrow leaves until Monday, which is it's still Sunday for me now. Until Monday.
Yep.
And Capcom responded. And this is kind of partially why I bring up Monster Hunter as well. PS5 hunters, thanks to for your patience and understanding during this weekend's PSN service issues, to account for reduced open beta test 2 playtime due to the outage, we are considering running open beta test 2 for an additional 24 hours at a future date. Exact details and timing are to be dated, so please stay tuned. So even Capcom, with the beta to the game that comes out at the end of this month, is already saying, hey, we'll run it for another 24 hours soon.
That's nice.
Just so people can play it. So Sony really shat the bed with this one.
Mm-hmm. They definitely did, but I highly doubt they're going to do anything about it.
I think Sony, if this is a disgruntled employee, I'm going to tell you right now that it's the dog wants to go out, I think. So I will finish what I'm saying and then take him out, and then we can do my other topic, and then we can be done.
Okay.
Monster Hunter Blacksmith is a babe. Completely agreed. Just hot. Nope, it's gone. Sorry.
What?
I was going to say something, and I lost it.
Oh. I'm sorry. Ugh. You lost it.
Oh, no, sorry. It came back. there are rumors that Sony Japan is looking for excuses because the CEO of PlayStation is now going to be a Japanese person, like starting in April. And there are theories that they're looking for an excuse to just gut or flat out kill PlayStation, like the U.S. offices. And if this is a disgruntled employee, that's just one other excuse to get rid of the Americans.
You think
or
so?
Or at least, like, I think they're going to come to a point when they realize that they've been on a downward spiral since they got into California.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's kind of what's happening here. Because I'm noticing PlayStation has been kind of more Japanese quiet, if you understand my meaning with that.
Mm-hmm.
Not like, oh, they're just saying stuff, or they're trying to cover their own asses. It's, we're quiet. We will tell you when we know something. Like, there definitely feels to be a change. I'm not saying it's like fully realized and people are not noticing it, but you can definitely tell that there are some things changing within Sony.
Mm-hmm.
Albeit slowly.
I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Yep. It'll come to a point, and there's also among the same theories that Sony might actually drop PC altogether.
That was nice.
And go back to being exclusive, which I hate, but also I think they might need to if they want to keep their console relevant. Because it'll come to a point where you are literally going to be better off buying a PC. Because what could you do? Could you buy a PlayStation, a PS5 Pro, for $700 to $800? Depending on like what you're wanting out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Or would you rather buy, say, a Steam Deck for, $400 to $600?
I'd rather have a Steam Deck.
There you go. So I would call that probably where they want to go with that is like the PC is just hurting their market for PlayStations. I'm not saying I agree with it. I think it should be cross-platform, period, and just let people decide where the hell they want to go.
Yeah.
But that might be where Sony's going to look at it. So we might end up going back to pure console exclusives. And a lot of these companies, we'll see how they play ball if they do that. Mm-hmm. If that's true. There's nothing confirmed about that. Here's something else. I'm seeing a few people talk about this. Sony may also be doing it to capitalize on the fact that GPUs are getting so ungodly expensive. Because you could buy a computer for, I'm going to say, between $2,000 and $5,000, depending on what you're wanting out of it.
Uh-huh.
Or a console for $600 to $800. What sounds better as far as just a gamer?
Probably the less expensive option, obviously.
Probably the less expensive option, exactly. So maybe going back to being exclusive will be like, well, do you want to buy a PC where you can't play these games? Or do you want to buy a console where you can play these games? So, I don't know. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Dog, I don't know where Dog is now. I think Dog is... Where's Dog?
I
don't know where Dog is.
While you're taking care of Dog, it's crazy how old necks on MMOs are still alive, but new ones fail. Yeah, that is kind of crazy. It's very crazy, the fact that Maple Story is still running decently well.
Without knowing where... Oh, wait, no. Dog is actually just cleaning himself. He's changed his mind.
Oh, he changed his mind?
He changed his mind.
Okay.
My other topic for the night is Bloodborne related, actually.
It's still Sony then.
It is still Sony, we're still on the same topic. Sony has sent a DMCA notice to the creator of the Bloodborne 60 FPS mod. Now, Lance McDonald has been getting into a few fights with people like Grums lately. So he's not considered a good person in the gaming space, period. But on February 21st, 2021, I created and released a patch for Bloodborne, which makes the game run at 60 FPS. Today I received a DMCA takedown notification on behalf of Sony Interactive Entertainment, asking that I remove links to the patch I posted on the internet. So I've now done so. Okay, the dog has changed his mind again. I will be right back.
Okay. Shout out to Nexon for abandoning Gits almost immediately. I think with that Nexon, if it's not popular to them, they'll just get rid of it. I don't know. Oh. I'm in uncharted territory here, chat, but I really don't care about the story, so I'm not just going to pay attention to it. It's a cool little blurb here. Anyway. Chat. Oh my gosh, I apologize. I am getting kind of tired. I did a lot of talking there for the first 3 hours. Ooh, excuse me. I don't know what Gits is. I don't either. I don't know either, but by the way, you ate my rice. Hope you're doing good. How's your hand doing? Ghost in the Shell do be kind of popular. Oh, is it Ghost in the Shell? Fair enough. By the way, chat, if Mizu is still streaming when we're done here, I'm sending you over to him. I assume they probably are because it looks like they're still listening to the Twitter Spaces currently. So I'm going to assume so. I don't know if people can. I don't know if people can tell me. I heard that was another thing that was going on. I felt really bad because I was like, Mizu's talk. So Mizu was talking to that person that also was side by side with the Earth updates guy. And then we're going to listen to the Twitter space. Oh, excuse me. So, I don't know how they're going with that, but I know that he was really excited about that. Excuse me. Why would you play a PlayStation game when you can play their games on YouTube for free? Wait, what? I am a little confused what you mean there, buddy. Little confused. Muscle strength wise, it's okay. Top of my hand is thumb is still numb. I can draw at least. Well, that's good. I wouldn't hurt yourself though. I'm gonna encourage you to make sure that your hand is taken care of before you start drawing. Anyway, hello.
Hello. Sorry, I grabbed a piece of pizza while I was gone.
Oh, you got food.
Anyway, I got food. But this takedown notice has actually gotten people kind of intrigued, upset, but intrigued. Because not even like a week later, we got another takedown notice. Another Bloodborne fan project gets the legal takedown treatment, sparking speculation of an official remake coming.
Mm-hmm.
The Bloodborne PSX remake fan project from tech artist and engineer Lilith Walther has become the latest legal takedown victim. The Bloodborne PlayStation X remake, as you may recall, took the PS4 classic back to the original PlayStation's roots with a PS1 makeover that yielded some rather excellent results. Our Ian gave it a go, and blah, blah, blah. Okay, and either way, 3 years later, after it made its perfect pixel debut, the project has been hit by a copyright claim by Markskin Entertainment. This claim comes soon after a fellow Bloodborne fan project from modder Lance McDonald, who enabled Bloodborne to run at 60 FPS, was also hit with the legal takedown notice hammer. Eurogamer has contacted Sony for comment, but is yet to receive comment. But for why Sony is suddenly so interested in Bloodborne-related fan projects that have been around for, well, let's be honest, quite some time now. Well, McDonald has a copium theory that Sony could be working on an official 60 FPS Bloodborne remake of its own.
Cope.
And the company doesn't want any fan-related projects getting in the way of making Google searches and such when the time comes for an announcement.
Yeah, unless they actually confirm, that's just Cope. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it's just Cope.
Okay.
But I understand. I understand the thought process because
do too.
Nintendo has done the same thing.
Yes, they have. I guess that really leaves the question of if people are going to cope that hard, how far along do you think that they are?
We'll see.
We'll see.
Because there were some comments I wanted to talk about like a couple weeks ago, but then we talked about Linus, and then I didn't get to talk about it.
What do you mean?
That one of the former CEOs of Sony, I think it was either Sony or PlayStation, that said that there is actually a chance the reason we haven't seen a Bloodborne remaster yet is because they don't want anyone else but Miyazaki doing it. But Miyazaki is very
he's just not willing to right now.
No, he wants to.
Oh.
So there might be some issues going on there, but he has actively said he wants to.
Uh-huh. You just can't currently.
Exactly. Or he hasn't been called by Sony. It could very well be a situation of they want to wait for him, but they're too afraid to ask him, kind of thing. Or maybe they were waiting for the Kadokawa takeover.
Oh, yeah. Is that still happening?
No.
Because I know that Sony was the most primed. Okay. So it's not like a thing, but it is kind of a thing.
Yeah, exactly. It's a joint business deal. It's not like they work together now, but they're not like bought. Or they're not like a part of the Sony brand now. They're like they just collaborate together.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Miyazaki does also. Night Rain is not Miyazaki. Night Rain is a completely different team within FromSoft.
Okay.
I'm not saying I agree with this, but I understand where people are coming from. Only because Nintendo has done this exact same thing multiple times. I would also like to bring into question the fact that this and the PlayStation Network outage happened after the fact that they announced a Japanese CEO for PlayStation. Again, as I was saying earlier, I do. I absolutely do. I mean, I think the PlayStation Network thing is the disgruntled employee. But I think this is because of the CEO. Either they are trying to clean house and take care of any loose ends that, Sony America wasn't willing to do. Or PlayStation America, sorry. Or he's deciding to maybe take some games off the backlog. Maybe they've had a working remake or remaster done for, I don't know, 5 years now. Who knows?
And there just hasn't been the right moment.
Exactly. Maybe it's just like, pull the plug. Release it. Go. But they're waiting for a proper announcement because they know what the kind of announcement that will bring.
Uh-huh.
I mean, that's a moneymaker right there.
Yes. If it did come out, it would 100% sell very well.
Oh, yeah. So, who knows?
Sorry, I'm just kind of like, I've been talking for the last 3 hours. I'm slowly simmering down.
I feel that. otherwise, what else was in our docket? Because we had some stuff. It's just been mildly buried.
Yeah, and it's been 2 weeks of shit.
Yep. Oh, this, so Rooster Teeth was bought.
Yes, they were. The dude that originally owned them sold it for $1 bajillion, then he bought it back for pennies on the dollar, so I would say that he owned pretty well.
Yep.
Although he doesn't own Ruby, he just owns Rooster Teeth. Not quite sure why.
There's a very good chance that's what they wanted.
What they wanted, Ruby? I think
they don't have it anymore. Maybe it's just like it was a burden.
Oh, you're saying they didn't want it anymore?
Mm-hmm.
I thought Rooster Teeth was dead. It was a company that didn't have any employees anymore, and it was owned by Warner Media, I believe. So he just decided to buy the rights to have the company name back, I believe.
Yep.
What can they produce? I don't know. They can't do Red vs. Blue. That's over. They can't do Ruby. That's over.
I mean, they could do Red vs. Blue if they really wanted to, or they could do like a spin-off like version of it, like new character, same name. But
yeah.
It's Bernie Burns for those who don't know. Sorry, I've been having teeth pain the last couple of days.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I don't know why. I think it might be due to the stress and like the exercise I've been getting. I'm gonna look into it tomorrow.
Indeed.
Because it hurts when I'm eating. Not when I'm drinking, but when I'm eating. Anyway.
Well, if you are in pain, maybe we should simmer.
No,
we should.
I'm good. I'm good. It's only when I'm eating, and I just finished the pizza.
Okay, then stop eating.
I did. It's in the garbage because it's just the crust now.
Okay. You don't eat the crust? What the fuck?
No. It depends on the pizza.
Oh my gosh.
Shall we keep the copium train rolling, chat? Team Cherry shuts down Silksong ARG rumors, but confirms Hollow Knight Silksong is still in development.
Oh yeah, I saw this. So they basically came out and said, guys, we're still working on this. Don't say we're not still working on this, because we are still working on this.
Yeah, I think they're gonna keep saying this until they just shadow drop it one day. We're not gonna know what's coming out. They'll just be like, they'll come to Twitter and be like, it's out, go buy it. But they basically came out and said the game is real, progressing, and will release. I will admit, I do wish that they told us more. Not to say like this is not good. It's just like, could they have told us like, hey, the game is real, it's progressing, and will release. Here's a fun little thing. We might have something to show you soon.
Really?
No. That's what I'm saying they should have said.
Oh, okay.
Like, all he said was, the game is real, it's progressing, and will release. Okay, I do appreciate being told it is still, in development and not just dead.
But you want it out now.
But I feel like we're getting close, okay. There comes a point when a game is in development long enough where they have to go, it's been in development so long, I don't care anymore. I think Silksong is getting dangerously close to that point.
Where you just want to see something happen now?
They need to talk about it. They need to at least post updates like, here's some gameplay, or here's some dev notes, or here's a trailer, here's anything to prove this game is actually progressing. Because the last time we saw anything was what, PAX 2019? I feel like that's wrong. No. I feel that's wrong, but it's been. I will not stop coping. I will not be coping. I expect nothing. I can only be pleasantly surprised if something actually happens. That's what I'm saying. They need to do something before it fades from memory. Exactly. because like if all he said was what he said on top of, hey, we have something to show you soon, where it could have been at a Nintendo Direct, PAX, Summer Game Fest. I know we're in February, but that's still, soon.
Mm-hmm.
Like, show us something. Show us different gameplay, or show us like a snippet of something that is different from what we've seen already, as proof of we know you are working on it.
Yeah.
So,
excuse me.
I don't know. It's
Don't bring up Hytale.
They need to stop their silence. Is basically what I'm saying.
Yes. Yes.
Even if they don't release it for like 2 years, say something.
Oh man, that's
Anything.
just gonna make it worse.
Right. That's the difference. That was like, at least Nintendo would be like, hey, here's Metroid Prime 4. And then talk about it here. And it's like, okay, well, we're sorry it's not out yet. We've actually canceled the project, switched developers. We'll talk about it again soon. A few months later, they'll be like, it's progressing nicely. A few months later, it's progressing nicely. Hey, here it is. This has just been, it exists. You'll get it one day.
Mm-hmm. Sorry. Mercenary.
I can hear you going.
I am, yeah. Mercenary, thank you for the 10. Met a Rooster Teeth crew at Comic and got tons of signed swag from them. Inadvertently got a buoy legger kicked from Con. What?
The bootlegger was breaking the golden rules, nothing domestic unless out of print.
Okay. I'm sorry, that just like broke me. I don't know what that is.
No, we need to be done. Chat. We.
Sorry, I'm exhausted.
It's fine. Last thing to end off the night. Swedish Game Design University teaches Cloud from Final Fantasy VII is transgender.
Cool. Thank you for the 10, by the way, Mercenary, again.
Obviously, Cloud isn't transgender, but this is the same game design university that was being touted as like the DEI training facility.
Oh, goodness. Excuse me. That's crazy.
So I didn't have the chance to chill, and since we're ending stream, Akko, what is your plan for next week?
I have the almighty Lawli on the 12th.
Okay. That's what, Wednesday?
Yeah, I don't know what we're going to talk about, but I imagine something will happen then.
I do have a question for you. Are you off work that day?
No.
Okay. I'm only doing that to remind you that is the same day Lavos comes out.
Cool.
Okay, so you're streaming what? Wednesday, Friday? No, yeah, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not streaming again until Friday. We are actually getting really close to finishing Final Fantasy V. I think maybe 1 to 2 more streams, and it'll be done. Or one long stream.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. Otherwise, next week for me, Friday, Saturday, Sunday as usual. 3 p.m. Pacific on Friday and Saturday, and 8 p.m. on Sunday for Nightwave. I'm going to link my stuff in your chat, and then we can get out of here and you can go to bed. I like how I'm the one telling you to go to bed when
you're the one that didn't get any sleep today?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'll probably be fine once I get up from here. Anyway, chat. Thank you for being here today. Ruby needs to be buried. I agree. And also, Mercenary, thank you for the 2. Bootlegger was selling Rooster Teeth as if legit. I see. Cool.
Oh, and chat, one last thing. We are getting really close to 350 subs over on YouTube. In fact, we are 2 away. So, Fantastic.
Ooh.
Otherwise, chat. We will see you next week. And is there anywhere I can send you all?
Send them to Mizu.
Send them to Mizu. We can go to Mizu. Chat, you want to go to Mizu?
Comes to sex, anything you'd be surprised.
Chat, let's go to Mizu. Where's my chat?
What the fuck just happened? Oh, you had Mizu open on your screen.
Yep.
That's why I heard him. Okay, chat. Sending you to Mizu. You guys have a good night. He's still talking about stuff. Have a good night.
Night, chat.
Oh, 10 more seconds. Chat, make sure you're good for Mizu. Looks like they're talking to that guy. Love you all. Peace. See you later.